And we're live. What is going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. I hope the camera is not too low. It's lower than normal, but I think it's still probably okay. I hope everyone is doing awesome. This is going to be our last stream. Also, let me know if the music's too loud. I don't know. I adjusted some settings because I was using this to call for a call the other day, and I don't know if audio is kind of messed up or not. But I hope everyone is doing awesome. This is going to be the last stream before Christmas. I mentioned that like next Wednesday is Christmas Eve, and the following Wednesday is New Year's Eve, and I wasn't sure how I was going to do that with streaming. I did decide that I'm taking Christmas Eve off. I'm going to be busy with just family stuff and cooking and all that, and then I will stream New Year's Eve will be normal time, so there won't be any change there, even though I realize that everyone that's in Europe might be busy doing New Year's stuff because it'll be later / next day there, so everyone might be tired. But I will stream on New Year's Eve, so I just wanted to announce that right away. Let's see, who is all here today? Tuxedo's in the house, Raj is here, Kenneth is here, Lord Gitface Hobo, Lisa, hello, Muzin, Jeff's here, Dominic's here, Candyman's here, Papa Waketh, how's it going? Isaiah, Colin, Hobo was here nice and early. I think I already said Hobo a second ago again, but so super excited. I don't know if you can see it. So you're only skipping Christmas Eve. Yep, only skipping Christmas Eve. I mentioned that New Year's Eve is Aaron and my anniversary, not our wedding anniversary, but when we started dating. But we never usually do anything on New Year's Eve because it's crazy. So we'll rain check that. And everything we do that's New Year's related here doesn't usually start till later in the evening anyway. So it made more sense that Christmas Eve, we're gonna try to kick off Christmas Eve earlier here, just because last year it went super late and Jackson didn't go to bed till probably after midnight. So we're gonna try to just start the whole day and festivities and stuff a little bit earlier. So that is the game plan. Audio might be a bit low compared to other videos I've been watching today. Okay, I haven't changed my mic settings, so I can lower the, I don't know if this will actually affect it for you guys. Let me try lowering this, like, I don't know if that affects the music or not. The music would be the only thing that may be bumped a little bit. So I don't know if anyone has been able to notice or not. Hopefully you can, but we have lights. So that was a big task last week, was getting lighting set up. So I'm super excited. I was able to get rid of the, let me show you guys. So we've got 4 lights there and then 2 lights right above here. So I was able to get rid of the big floor LED panels, which freed up a bunch of space. It also means we just have better lighting all around. So usually when I'm trying to show things from, oh, you guys couldn't see that at all. I'm a goof. There we go. Lights there, so 4 over there, and then 2 right above here. And the super exciting thing about that, I was able to free up like 18 feet of space because it took up 3 feet by 3 feet each light panel and the stand they were on. And it also means there's just better lighting all around. So I am super excited. On top of that, I also, can you see it if I go for, yes, so you can kind of see it, but I did actually mount the heater. It got really cold. We had a night like 2 nights ago where I went out here and was like, oh, I'm really cold out here. So I finally, when I was doing the lights, mounted the heater. So I started it like 2 hours ago, and it's definitely warmer than it was, but probably for the next stream, I'll start it like the second I wake up, because it does take a while to actually heat. A lot of the heat ends up going over to the 2-car bay, not the single bay, but it's definitely a lot better than it was. So we have lights and we have heat, and I'm very, very pleased with that. Yes, it is LED lighting, 5000K. You nailed it, Tuxedo. That's exactly right. Hey, nice. Yeah, thank you so much. It was quite a bit of work. So the lights were actually, for anyone that's not familiar, Cloud42 is another YouTuber that has an awesome channel that does like a lot of different things, 3D printing, but a lot of like more heavy duty machinist related things. And I was searching for lights for months now, and I wanted some that were going to be high quality, that weren't going to flicker. And I ended up finding a video he made on lights he put in his garage. And so I reached out to him asking him like, hey, do you still like your lights? He said, yeah, I love them. But the kind of cool thing is, and you'll see a little bit of it in this video. So let me see if I can show it on these maybe. He sent me his files. So the brackets, like these come with chains to mount them. So he sent me his 3D printable like STLs for the brackets. And then these lights are a little bit too harsh for video work. And so he also sent me these end caps. So that's like a light diffusing film that I put over the LEDs, and then those are 3D printed end caps. So it was pretty cool to use 3D printing for, you know, I love functional 3D printing. I'm a huge sucker for it. So it was awesome to be able to combine 3D printing with it. But I will say, like, I haven't worked on the ceiling too often, and I don't love it. I really don't love working on the ceiling. A combination of it was because there's lasers and desks and big machines, I couldn't get the ladder exactly where I needed it. So it was a lot of getting the ladder as close as possible, and then like this sort of thing. And by the end of the day, I was just so sore from putting up these lights. But I'm thankful that they're in, because like I said, it's been a long time coming, and I've got a lot of video work coming up for Lightburn and Milmage, and it'll be just a lot nicer than having to use those floor LEDs. So working on ceiling sucks no matter what the job is. Yeah, it is not fun. Do you know where the mouse came from? I don't. I still don't know. Nice. There hasn't been any new activity since I talked about it last. So it's probably been about a week and a half to 2 weeks now. So if another one comes in, then I will investigate a bit further, but I don't have any new updates on that. Yeah, so let's get into it. Since we are taking off next week, I definitely want to make some good progress today. Last week we installed let me drop this down a little bit here. Oh, that was a little too low. I'll drop you guys a little bit lower. So last week we worked on the Z drives. So, well, they were assembled, but we mounted all of our Z drives, installed the feet, and then we have just loose belts for all of our Z axis that are just kind of hanging out here and zip tied in place. Increase likeliness of tipping sideways. Yes, it is not. I agree. It is not the safest route to go. Hey, Graybeard. And then we also installed, I think I can show you guys just without having to raise this, maybe. Yeah, we installed the Z idlers. So we got all of those guys in on the top here. So these are all in place. And then the thing I was wrapping up towards the end of the stream was just mounting these little Z risers or Z blocks that the gantry is actually going to slide up and down on. So the primary goal today is to get the gantry assembled, the flying gantry, and ideally installed and belted. Will that all happen? I don't know, but that's at least what target is. I'm going to move the printer. Yeah, I'm going to momentarily move the printer out of the way so we have some more space here. Also, I can see that the lighting is pretty aggressive on the white here. So if I need to, I can, let's see how it looks on my hand. Yeah, if I need to, I can change the f-stop on my camera to make it a little bit less bright. So the thing that's going to be a little bit challenging with this, let me see if I go like this, it's a little less bright. I'm sure if I focus out, let's see. Okay, so the biggest thing with today, we got two colors of beard in chat, green and gray. What tool head are you going to use? So I'm going to be using the ant head. Ant head is what we'll be using with this. So the biggest issue I have is that we are going, like, there's no more instructions. This is all based off of CAD and referencing the 2.4, manual. So we are, let's see if I pull up, where is the CAD? Here it is. So I did isolate the gantry area. So I think a lot of what we'll start doing is just basically assembling this. And then I've got, if I move this and I go to here, we're going to try to kind of follow along with what the 2.4 has, because it should be fairly similar, I think. And then if I am doing something incorrectly that you spot, please let me know. But I think we'll start by getting the back of this installed. So we know for sure that the two long extrusions that I have left are going to be to the left and right. Those need to be the same. And I have to assume that this extrusion right here is the shorter one because it's going to be inside of these ones. I think. Yeah, that's got to be right. So I've got the right extrusion. The thing I want to try to do right now is preload nuts. So it looks like, we'll start at the top here. I see 2 nuts here. I don't think there's any, no, this is all stuff we've already got. So we need 2 nuts on the top there. Let's try to change the angle of this, and 2 nuts there. So it looks like 4 nuts on the top of this rail. So let's do that, start by doing that. I totally didn't realize we were gonna need more nuts like preloaded. I did have some of these little nut pocket things, which is nice. But hey, Armor! But I don't know if this is enough. I do have a batch printing right now upstairs, so hopefully by the time we need more, I've got them available. So, because last week we used some of the LDO like drop-ins, and I'm thankful we had them, but they're definitely a little bit tricky to get aligned properly. We were able to get it to work, and I'm glad that we have them, but I'm also gonna make the f-stop even further out because it's still too bright. Does that look a little better? I want it to be bright, but not overly bright. That almost looks not bright enough now. Maybe like that. Okay. So let's start by finding, I put everything away. I cleaned up a little bit as I was installing all the lights last week. Still have a lot more cleaning to do, but that's kind of I think gonna be an ongoing process. Yeah, it's pretty massive, right? I hopped on a call with Steve on Friday, and I just finished the last lights. Or was it Friday or Thursday? I think it was, yeah, it was Friday. And I talked to Steve for a couple minutes. I was like, Steve, you didn't say anything. And he said, about what? I said, the lighting. You didn't notice the lighting looks a lot better? And I think he said, that's like me noticing you got a haircut, man. But yeah, it does. I'm very pleased with how the lighting turned out. It was all worth it. Once I flipped the switch and saw the lights power on, I said, Aaron was napping on the couch, and I went inside and said, you gotta come out, you gotta come out. I gotta show you what I did. How's everyone's week going? Everyone got everything they need prepared for the festivities, whether it's Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever other holidays maybe I'm forgetting. Oh man, nice. Thank you so much, man, for the 5 gifted memberships. Cheers, buddy. Croc, thank you for the 21 months. How's the build going? It's been crazy. Lights. Build's going pretty good, man. Build is going pretty good. After we get the gantry on, it'll basically be belting, tool head, and then I think we move on to wiring. So we're making some good progress here. I'm gonna work on my studio quite a bit next year. Yeah, for right now, this is the primary thing I want to do, was lighting and then get the heater installed. The shed is going to take a while. We probably won't do the shed until like April or May because it'll be too cold, and everything I've been told is that to get concrete poured, they charge a lot more during winter time because it's just more complicated. They have to use either like heat blankets or some sort of additive. So we won't do that. But once we have the shed, hopefully next year, this will get out of here. This will stay there. And I don't know if I'll end up putting a desk in over here or if it'll just be more printer racks and printer storage, but I'd like to put an LED sign, kind of like what we have upstairs somewhere back here. And then I don't know if I'll make this wall like a peg wall or partial peg wall for tools. I'm not really sure yet, but I'm gonna do a few more things. But the whole front area, I want to keep pretty plain and just white walled because it's where I do all the pretty much light burn and mil-mage recording. So I just want white backdrop. But for over here, I might do a little bit of things. Today's a great day. My offer on the house I want to buy. Oh man, we will do definitely air horn for that. Congratulations. So I will have a new space with room for a print shop in a couple months, and all the paperwork is done. That is incredible news, Candy Man. Congratulations. I have a suspended ceiling in my basement, but it's mounted differently and doesn't have much space above it. So I'm seriously looking at the flat LED panel lighting. Is there a reason, like, these are not, oh, these are LEDs, but these aren't flat panels. It's kind of funny because I was telling Steve that when I bought these, like, these are fairly pricey lights compared to lights that exist. And inside of them is just like 2 strips of LEDs that looks very similar to the like $2 LED strips I buy from AliExpress. I know that they're not and they're higher quality, but it's basically what they are. It's 2 strips of LED on, you know, like a metal chassis or aluminum chassis. I think it's aluminum, with a driver in them. But the fact that they don't flicker, they should last a really, really long time. is all nice. And then I wanted to make sure it was also low power and LED, because this is those lights are on a 20 amp circuit that I had installed on the switch right there. And when they do the shed, they're going to tap into that 20 amp circuit and basically add 2 outlets in the shed for just, I won't do a lot of stuff out there, but I want to be able to charge like garden tools and lawn tools and stuff like that. So I wanted to make sure I wasn't running too much or pulling too much power. And I think in total these 6 lights are using like 2 amps. So it's really low power. Yeah, that's an awesome gift. That is incredible. Hey LTX, how's it going, man? Okay, so we've got our top nuts in. Let's see what else we need. So on this side, it looks like there's nothing. Yeah, that's just slotted in. I don't think we're actually using that. I think we're doing sensorless. I'm pretty sure that's the way this is going. So on the back side, we need 1 here, we need 1 here, and we need 2 here. So it looks like maybe 4 more drop-ins or roll-ins right now. So let's do that. 4 more on this side. Yeah, we've got a bunch of gift wrapping to do. A lot of our family from out of state sent a bunch of gifts for like Landon and Jackson, but they're all in Amazon boxes. So there's like a small pile, it's a pretty large pile by the door. So we need to spend some time and do some serious gift wrapping here. Are you going to be doing a stealth changer? I don't know. I don't know. It's possible. It's possible. The 2.4 that I have is got box turtle on it, and I'm going to be installing the Jabberwocky tool head. So I don't know if maybe after a while of having that, I'll tear it down again and do a stealth changer, or if I'll do a different printer, or if I just won't do it. I really don't know. I'm hoping to do a one of the builds I'd like to do in the not so distant future is a Mark 4 to Core 1 conversion. The Mark 4 has been sitting for a while, and I'd like to do a conversion on that. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so I think we're good on the back rail here. And so let's do this. This looks like this goes on this side like this. No, that can't be right. Wait, what? This goes on this side like this. Okay, that makes sense. And this goes on this side like this. There we go. Okay, let me move you guys a little bit. Start with maybe the left side here. Like that. Wait, what do you mean I didn't put nuts in the right spot? I've got 2 on top, or 2 here and 2 here for the motors. Oh, there's nuts on the bottom. There's nuts on the bottom. That's what you're saying I missed. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I see it. So I did for these 2, and I did for these 4 here, but I need 4 on the bottom as well. Thank you for that. I didn't see that. Tuxedo! Thank you so much, man, for the 5 gift memberships. Cheers, buddy. Thanks, Tuxedo. Thank you. Good catch. So oops. I meant to change the scene. Yeah, so I did forget 4 nuts. Thank you for calling that out. We need them on both sides for these motor mounts. So we'll take 4 more here. Still no snow here, guys. It's wild. This is the latest in the season we've had in the 4 years we've been here for snow. Today is a really windy day, though. We have there's a Santa Claus riding a polar bear in our front yard, and 2 of the 4 stakes flew out this morning, and Santa Claus was on his side. And Jackson spotted him, and he was looking out the window and said, "Oh no, Santa Claus!" So I ran out there and unplugged the power from it, which basically pumps air into it. So we definitely are getting a little bit more weather, more intense weather, but still no cold weather. Got to get all these nuts. Yes, we learned last week that although we can drop in nuts after, we certainly don't want to if we don't have to. Okay, so this should be good now. So this needs to be, that looks right, and that looks right. So we can go like this. I will spend some time doing some alignment here. So let's move you guys maybe like this. I'd much rather have snow than cold. Yeah, I agree. It's mild and raining here. I hate that in the winter. I can't remember if I asked you before, Tuxedo. You get snow where you're at? I know you're up higher north than me, but like One of my coworkers moved somewhere in Canada, and in that area they don't really actually get much snow. Then I have quite a few coworkers that are in oh gosh, I always forget what it's called. It's north of Idaho. It's like almost directly north of Idaho, and they have a ton of snow. I cannot think of what it's called. You're in okay, Montreal. Got it. Also, hi, and love the building, the 1550 printer and preloading nuts. Hey, Bearded. Yeah, the gotta love the preloading. So I think we'll just align one side. Oh, this might be a little too tight, actually. Wow, that is pretty tight. Oh, there we go. That, pretty tight might have been an understatement. That is really tight. I think I might need to loosen. I might need to loosen these bolts a little bit. Is it kind of scary tight? It's not Saskatchewan. If you said it, I would know what it is, but it's not Saskatchewan. I can't think of what the heck it's called right now. North Alberta. That's not that either. Just went over here in Oregon. Yeah. That might be as far. Okay, that goes all the way. I don't know if we want this to go all the way butted up or not. Let's see, what does the CAD show? Okay, the CAD definitely looks like, if I'm looking at this here, it looks like it is all the way butted up against there. So let's start with that. And then let's align. Okay, the top ones are aligned. Actually, the good thing is that they do slide, even though they're like, even though I have those printed backers, they still slide a bit. So I don't have to worry about not being able to adjust them. The thing I do need to confirm though is what size bolts we're using for these. And let me see. Wait, this is, am I looking at this upside down? Yes, I absolutely am. Okay, that's still correct though. I'm assuming these are probably M3 by 8s. Yeah, M3 8s. That's what I figured. M3 12s, M3 8s. Confirmed it's Alberta. It's, I mean, no, it's not Alberta. It's, hold on. I'll find it. I'll find it. 1 second. Yeah, Calgary. It's Calgary. I didn't even... Calgary is where they're at. Maybe that's part of Alberta? I don't know. I don't know Canada all that well. What's your stopping point for today? Well, so there's the goal of what I'd like to get through today, and there's the reality of what we'll get through today. My dream is we get the gantry assembled, we get the gantry mounted, we get like the belts done for A, B, and Z, and that's where we stop. So that way we'll basically pick up at the toolhead next stream, which won't be next week. I'm taking off Christmas Eve, but that's the dream. Whether we'll get through all that, I don't know, man. But in my head, that's the goal. Are we butted up all the way? I think this is as close as I can get it without having to do much more forcing. That seems pretty good. How far along are you right now? It's Alberta? Okay, got it. Calgary's a city. So Calgary is in Alberta, though? I used to have family over in Calgary. Can't remember where they moved to from there. Okay, so we'll flip this guy over like this. Yeah, I just know that they've posted photos and there is a lot of snow happening, like right now over in Calgary. I stop where you stop. All right, well, but I mean, once I get the gantry on, I assume your adventure is going to be quite different because you're not installing a single tool head. You're installing a bunch of tool heads. Your carriage also must look quite a bit different than what my carriage is going to look like. How many tools are you gonna have on your build? I have other videos I'm working on and only have time to do this in my free time. Got it. I can definitely relate to that. This month might be shorter on videos this month. My goal is 3 videos a month. I basically do 2 on, 1 off. 2 on, so I usually do like, yeah, 2 on, 1 off, 2 on, 1 off, I think. But this time it was, I had a video this week. I didn't have one the week before. I did have one the week before. I have one that is like, I have all the footage I need. I'm working on the script right now, but I don't think I'll have it out in time for this Saturday. So it's probably gonna go live the Saturday after Christmas Eve or Christmas. So like next Saturday. And then I might try to get one out. Well, actually the next one would be January. What am I saying? The next one would be January because the following week, yeah. So this month might be a little bit shorter than normal, unfortunately. I don't want to, but it's just, the videos have been taking a lot longer. The Snapmaker U1 video was crazy long for me. A 25-minute video is like unheard of for my channel, but there was so much to cover after testing it, and for testing it for as long as I did. And the video I just did on the PET glass fiber also was just a lot longer of a video than I had planned. And the next video I'm doing is a review on the Q2, and I've had that printer for months now, and so there's just so much to be said that I just can't get. I'm hoping the next video is a little bit shorter. My goal is not to shorten videos to make them fit in a certain time. I just kind of like include what I think needs to be included. But I also am a squirrel, and I lose interest. Like once a video is too long, I'm like, people aren't going to watch this whole thing, so I try to balance that. But on review videos, like going over just the specs alone and my thoughts on them takes such a long time that they end up being really long. Christmas shopping at Mombot Live. Today is shaping up to be a great day. Man, thank you, Kegel. I appreciate that. I hope all of your Christmas shopping goes well. I largely it was all online for me this year, which I kind of prefer. I'm not really, I mean, when I was younger, you know, like a teenager, going to the malls and stuff like that was rad. I liked it, but now like I've become more of a recluse, and there's just too many people out there. And yesterday I had to run some errands. Oh, I got my MRI yesterday, everybody, on my thumb, so we'll see what's going on with that. But yeah, I did have to run some errands yesterday, and it was pretty crazy. But luckily, like most everybody I ran into was really pleasant. There was one guy on the freeway coming back that was riding my butt for no reason, although I was on the in the slow lane a mile off from the exit, and he like wanted me to get over from the slow lane so he could pass. That was interesting. But everyone that I ran into outside of that guy in the white van was incredibly pleasant, which was nice. Hey Beads. Calgary also has world famous rodeo. That's cool. Calgary Stampede. That goes with your icon. Are you a big rodeo fan? I'm gonna have 3 tools, 2 with orbiters and rapidos, 1 with a Revo and a nebula extruder, so it'll be interesting. Oh, that's cool. I have a nebula. I'm hoping to do a video actually on the nebula. The plan is that it's gonna go on the positron, actually. I've never had, this looks like it needs to get pushed in a little bit further. Are we not? Ugh, I don't know, that's as far in, I think that's as far in as we're going. Maybe it's just a visual. It's tricking me a little bit. I don't know, we'll try it. I've never had great luck with the extruder on the positron, and it's possible it was just me and print tolerances / assembly, but it's just always been kind of a pain. So I'm hoping to install that on there. I just don't know when it comes to wiring how I'm gonna do it, because it has the RGB LEDs, and I don't know that the positron is geared to have the electrical connections for that. So, oops, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, wait, what did I say? I'm talking about the nebula. Yeah, you're talking about like the Big Tree Tac nebula, right? The RGB extruder. I just want to make sure I'm not talking about the wrong thing. Who makes the seafoam green? This is LDO. Yeah, so I think that the green is, or I think it's called their light blue, but it is like a seafoam. The lighting is a little bit off, like, or not lighting, I think it's the camera. If I hold it up here, yeah, this gets a little bit better of a view of what it actually looks like. It's a bit brighter than that. I know this is a far away shot, but it looks more green for some reason with this camera. which might be a picture profile thing or something like that. Picture texture, yep. I've just never seen aftermarket extruders on the positron. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I have stalled on doing that video and install for a while because I anticipate it will not go swimmingly. So we'll see how it goes. But that's when I got it in, I was like, what can I install this on? And I was looking around the room and I was like, the positron would be pretty cool. Also because the positron has, like, you know, the whole RGB thing going on for it, or at least LEDs. So I thought it would kind of complement it well. And I actually do have a need for upgrading the extruder on that printer, so we'll see. I guess even if it ends up being a challenge, it'll make for a good video. Okay, this looks like it's good. That looks good. We'll flip this guy over, tighten up the top ones. I'm excited to see how well it works. It looks like a super cool extruder. There aren't very many videos about it. Yeah, there really isn't. I mean, it's kind of tricky right now. Like, I enjoy covering hot ends, and like a lot of the ones I'm doing are the micro Swiss ones. I'd like that they're a lot of times drop-in, and I've worked with micro Swiss for a long time, so we work together often. But even outside of that, like, I do like covering extruders and hot ends and stuff like that. But the issue I run into is, like, the market's pretty saturated. There's a lot of hot ends. There's a lot of extruders out there. Nice, thank you so much for the donation. Smash the like button, everybody. Yes. What was I saying? Yeah, the market's pretty saturated. So, like, it's tough for somebody to come out with something. Like, a lot of the ones I've covered are kind of intended to be drop-ins. Like, even the last one I did for the, for the K1 or K1 Max, I've covered the Cyclops for that, and then I covered the DX1, is that what it's called? From Devil Design. And, like, the reason why those ones stood out to me was like, cool, these are, you know, kind of maybe not drop-ins the right word, but they're designed for a specific printer. But a lot of the other extruders, it's like, a lot of them work pretty well. I remember a time when extruders, like, didn't work that well, so it was like, oh, cool, there's this new extruder, but there's just so many options. And the same kind of goes for hot ends. There's just a lot of options out there. I am covering, I'll show you guys a little sneak peek. So I will be doing some, like, flow testing on this guy. One of my coworkers at Lightburn is Swiss, lives in Switzerland, and is like buddies with the owner of this company. And he reached out and said, hey, like, we've got this kind of crazy hot end. Do you want to take a look at it? And it is, like, the nozzle system's proprietary, which I know there will be people that won't like, and I'm aware of that. That's fine. But it's definitely unique enough that I was like, yeah, I want to take a look at it. So these are... oh, he sent me a lot. Is this the nozzle? No, this is like a heat break. So it's kind of crazy. So this is the Bamboo Lab, like, you know, variant of it. And if I pop off the silicone sock, the things that make it kind of wild is, so it's dual heater. So it's got heating on both sides. And the nozzle setup is this little, I don't know if it's held in place. I don't want to break it, so I want to make sure I'm doing this correctly, but it's like held in place either with the set screw up top here, or it's held in place just by the clasp. I can't really remember. But this is interesting. So this is one where I saw it and was like, okay, I get that it's, you know, it's a pricey hot end and it's proprietary stuff, but like, it's a small company. It's a really small company, and I haven't seen anything quite like this. The dual heating element side of things is really neat. So I figured that this was something that I was like, yeah, I'll take a look at it. We'll show it off. So I'm excited to see kind of how it performs and run some flow tests on it, because it should be rad. So definitely be on the lookout for this. I was hoping to have it in December, but it's December 17th, so it'll end up being next year at this point. But that's one where I was like, yeah, I'll totally cover it. But I've been a little bit pickier as far as like the hardware that I'm testing out, because there's just so many options, and not that the options of people that are reaching out aren't really solid options. I want to produce content on things that are unique in a sense that I haven't tested something similar out, and I think that you guys will enjoy as well. So let me put this back over there. But Yeah, so this has 4 brass nozzles, the dual 24 volt, 30 watts, so it's 60 watts combined, which isn't massive, but I think the dual is going to be unique. And there should be hardened nozzles and stuff like that in here. So yeah, it'll be cool. It'll be pretty excited to play around with it and show you guys this in a little bit more detail, because I really just haven't seen anything like it. And in a market where a lot of things look a lot like their neighbor, that definitely doesn't. So 3DC, yep, 3DC. So it's the company is Swiss, Swiss3DC.com if you want to take a look. I don't think they have any resellers. I think it's just sold directly from Switzerland. So might be a little bit challenging to get. I screwed up. No, I didn't. No, wait, hold on. Hold on. No, I did screw up. Oh no. Wait, did I not? Maybe I didn't. Hold on. I want to make sure that the nut orientation is correct. No, I did it correctly. I think I did it correctly. No, not the wrong extrusion. My concern was that, like, I put the nuts on the wrong side after I assembled it, but this looks right. I think I'm just, like, I had things, the CAD wasn't in alignment with what I had in real life, and it was melting my mind a little bit. So I think we're fine. I think we're okay. So let's place this off to the side right now. I think the next step is going to be the linear rails, which hopefully I can find. Let's see. They're very active on Instagram. Cool. Yeah, I hadn't seen them or heard of them until, like I said, my coworker reached out, who's also a Swiss guy, very involved in 3D printing. Was like, hey, I think like this could be something cool that this could be something cool. That looks fine. Crosses eyes. It makes me think of Mr. Deeds, the crazy eyes, like the meme. Okay, so the back is done. This area, I mean, the things aren't mounted to it, but as far as the extrusion, which I think is what we want to do right now. And then the next step, if we're following kind of in line with this, is going to be the linear rails. So let's grab these 2 extrusions. I need to find the linear rails. I think that they are, yeah, right here. So all right, so the x-axis is definitely the larger of the linear rails. We've got these guys right here, 1 and 2. I can't remember if we used Loctite on these. I don't think we did. I don't think I'm going to use Loctite on these. I don't think I'm going to, because right now I'm not going to fully tighten them because I want to make sure they're set correctly after. Hey Jerry, Merry Christmas to you and your family. Thank you so much, man. Merry Christmas back to you as well. Hope you have a wonderful holiday and a happy new year, man. I think it was a Rocky Mountain Rep Fest. I'm there for on Instagram. Yeah, I'm on. So I don't really have an Instagram for the channel. I have my personal Instagram that kind of was converted over to the 3D printing one, but I hardly use that. I think like I posted one of mine and Aaron's anniversary, and then when Landon was born. But outside of that, I have another Instagram account that's literally just for trading cards. And I use that all the time. It's just, I post Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards that I'm collecting, and then follow a bunch of other people. But I don't share that one because it's completely unrelated to anything. But it's like, I enjoy it. It's my outlet of not working on things and you know, just kind of being a nerd. So kind of fun. Also, the nut carriers are ABS, and you don't want Loctite anywhere near those. That is a very good point. That is a great point, Tuxedo. That also makes me think that we will very likely need to get more nut carriers from upstairs. Steve, how's it going, buddy? With the 43 months, thank you, man. You still have my Magic? Oh, sick. That's awesome. Magic is like one of the only TCGs that I never got involved with or collected as a kid. It was Pokemon, because I was born in '92, so Pokemon was really popular. And then Yu-Gi-Oh! My parents didn't like Yu-Gi-Oh! At all. They thought it was like too dark and evil. But my neighbor's older brother had it, and so I was around during like the initial like Legend of Blue Eyes, Metal Raiders, and Magic Ruler stuff back as a kid. So, but I collect mostly Japanese cards, so I do a lot of importing from overseas. I really enjoy the like early 2000s, late 90s Japanese cards. Okay, so I think that if we have 2 of these, let's see, is this the right size? It sure look. No, that's not the right size. These are not the right size. Where is? Did I somehow get rid of them? Yu-Gi-Oh! Was my first TCG. I valued my collection that I had when I was a kid that I could remember and was in the thousands that I sold for $20 at first. No! Yeah, the OG stuff, like the Legend of Blue Eyes and Metal Raiders and Magic Ruler up to like the Blue Eyes Toon Dragon and all the Toon stuff, like still a massive following for that. Even beyond that, it's pretty wild. That's what I started collecting when I got back into it, and then I discovered all the Japanese stuff and ended up selling off all of my... I had a first edition Metal Raider set that I sold to get more Japanese cards, just because they... I don't know, I like them more. So I'm confused right now. I know that I had a... Unless... Is this for this? No, this is X-axis. That cannot be right. This is Y. This is Y. Oh, interesting. Okay, so for Y, maybe I don't have to not tighten them fully because this just pops. That's why I'm not finding it. It doesn't exist for this. So this just goes like that. This pops in right there, and this guy must just go all the way on. And does it slide all the way? It just slides all the way like that. That's neat. Okay, cool. So I do have what we need. Thankfully. Yeah, that's right. This is what we use for the ZX, for Z. That's right. What does the manual say? There is nothing for this tuxedo. The manual stopped. Yeah, the Japanese exclusive stuff is so freaking cool. I could send you some photos, dude, in Discord of a couple of like the early Yu-Gi-Oh cards I've been collecting, but they were like the first TCG to have stamped stuff, like the ultimate rare, and the texturing and foiling is just, it's insane. It's so freaking cool. Okay, so we're gonna need in total, it looks like well, this is for I guess the 2.4. So let's just do every other. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need 16 more. Yeah, I'm gonna need to get some nut traps. Let me check in on the printer upstairs and see whether they're done or not. Success. Okay, cool. Yeah, let me run upstairs. I thought the manual had been. Oh wait, if the manual's been updated, I'm stoked. I don't. It has, but it's a work in progress. Okay, well, let's see what's in the manual then, because if that's the case, let's see. So Micron, it's all the same GitHub, I think, the regular and the plus, but documentation. But yeah, 5 months ago is when this was updated. Yeah, so it's what I've got. Yeah, I did mention it to Jason, and he kind of, I can't remember what he said. I think he said that, like, it's sort of, this is what there is. Luckily, LDO does have a wiring guide, which is nice because they have a lot of kind of custom stuff. But I'm going to throw off my mic and run upstairs. I'll be right back. Give me like 2 minutes to get all those little nut traps. Okay, I have like 5 more still on the build plate up there if we need them, but I'm hoping this is enough for everything. I guess time will tell. Does the kit include those fastener bars for the rails? That is a great question, Tuxedo. And now that you're saying that, I wonder if I saw them at one point. Having like flashbacks. Let me do a quick, this is all toolhead stuff. This is that. I don't think so, but now that you're saying it. Yeah. What is this? This is Micron Plus electronics. I doubt it would be in there. This is this. This is. Now these are all fans on the Legos. These are wires. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing them. Where's the? This is the motion box, so I would think it would either be in the motion box or in the fasteners. I think the fastener box is too small. It's kind of interesting though that they don't have those, because it would make sense. It would make sense to have those, but I don't think that they do. I'd use printed ones, they're such a pain. When I saw the metal ones, I was like, and I need this kit. Yeah, I don't see them. It does have them. Did we use them for the Z-Rails? I don't think we used them for the Z-Rails. I don't see how I could have misplaced them. Let me see if we used them for the Z-Rails. Well, I guess there's no way for me to actually tell whether we did. I don't think we did. I know that they were in the, like, the V0. I know that they were in the V0. Oh my god, I found them! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Yes, okay, let's see. It looks like there's 2 of them. I think we did use them, because I bent them. I remember bending one now. So I'm pretty sure we did use them for the Z. Okay, so here's 2 more. I don't see one for, maybe there's not one for the X-axis, but I've got 2 more here, and I'm pretty sure we did use them for the, there should be 7. Yeah, I don't, it's possible that I don't have the bomb paper anymore either. I took a photo of the bomb, didn't I? Let's really quickly take a look at the bomb that I posted photos of at one point. Let's see. Okay, heat inserts, self-tapping fasteners, slide-in nuts, standoffs, precision spacers, silicone clip, slide-in nuts. I don't see. I'm looking for anything with like number 6 or 7 on here. If you guys see it, call it out. These all look like screws to me. Motion, bearing, shaft pulleys, open belt, Teflon tube, PEX drive, rubber feet, tape. It wouldn't be in electronics. Electronics, rail kit. T-nut bar, 6 of them. 6 T-nut bars. Also, you know what I just realized? These roll-in nuts wouldn't work for these, would they? These are M2 screws. So there's 6 of them. X has a larger rail. Got it. Perfect. It all makes sense then. Yep, everything's good. Cool. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I would have I would have realized it when I slid them all in and was like, why isn't it fitting? But that definitely saves me. That saves me some work. Let's see if I can get this. Yep, that makes sense. That is happy days. happy days. Let's just start by putting the first one in then, because we don't really. Let's take this guy, put these here. Is Jackson awake already? There's no way. How long have we, oh, it would have been an hour almost, 50-minute nap. Power nap. I think Jack's trying to come out and say hi. Let's let him say hi. Jack? Jackson? We put a child safety lock on the garage door because he keeps running out here. Jack, you locked it. Can you unlock it? Buddy, you locked me out. You gotta unlock it. I can't get it. You gotta ask Mom. There you go. There you go. Oh, you gotta put a shirt on, Bubby. Hey, put a shirt on. Yeah, we put a child lock on the, like one of those oversized knobs because he just keeps coming out into the garage. Okay, cool. That answers that. X-rail is larger, so we will be able to use M3 screws. Let's go to the CAD again here. Oh, he needs help. There he is. Come on, Bubba. Yeah, it was like 50 minutes. Didn't it? That was a very short nap, Mom says, Bubba. What was it? A half an hour nap? It's a cat nap. Can you stand up and say hi? Stand up, wave, say hi. Daddy needs that linear rail. Say hi. Can you say Merry Early Christmas? No, don't press that button, please. That's you right there. Yeah. What color is your shirt? Keep your shirt down, please. What color is your shirt? That's not red. Orange? That's a yellow, I think, Bubby. Yeah, that's a yellow. That's like golden. It's like a golden. That's Lisa. She says, Merry Christmas, Jack. Thank you so much for the 41 months. You want to press a button? Press just that button right there. That one right there. Nope, no, that's the arrow. Nope, that's the wrong one. Press that one right there. Nope, that's not the one I said. That's not the one I said. It's that one, goofball. There you go. Okay, no more. We're not gonna press them all. Thank you, Lisa. Everyone says hi. Can you say hi, everybody? Hi. You don't see what pops. Yeah. Okay, no more, please. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Okay, look at the camera. Say Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. All right, you gotta go inside, Bubby. Dad's gonna get back to work. I need that one. That's so I can measure the rail. Here, you can take. You can press one more button, okay? Bearded Bucket. Thank you so much for the 23 months. Let's do that one. Top right, okay? No, not that one. Top right. This one. It's okay. You're okay. This one. Whoa, it says Hadouken. Huh? Okay, you gotta go inside. Let's see. Is there something you can bring? Here, you can help Mommy throw this in the trash, okay? That's a packing peanut. Don't eat it, okay? All right. Say bye, everybody. Have a good Christmas. Have a good Christmas. Okay, I love you. I'll see you in a little bit, okay? Say good luck, Daddy. And you can put it inside trash. All right. Yeah, he does just like to come out here and hang out with me, which it's fine when I'm out here. I usually don't mind depending on what I'm doing. I didn't want him out here when I was working on the ladder with the lights because like if I fall, I don't want to take you out, man. It's also funny because he thinks that like working, like, so if you say what's working mean, he thinks working means being at the computer because every time he sees me, I'm out like on the computer. I'm like, he's like, Daddy, what are you doing? I'm working. And so he'll come out here and sometimes I'll ask like, hey, can you take the dog out? And he can unlock the door and like let the dog out. And it'll be like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 minutes later, I'm like, well, it's been a while. I'll open the door and he's sitting on the bar stool here on the keyboard. And I say, what are you doing? And he says, I'm working. So yeah, he thinks just like any sort of interaction with the computer is working. So, all right, let's see. So for these are going to be M2, probably by 8. M2 socket heads. M2 6. 3D Man Lab. I hope one day I will have your knowledge and that my channel will be as good as yours. Great work, man. Love you from Germany. Hey, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. Honestly, like, if you look back at earlier videos, man, they were really, really rough. If you are, you know, passionate about 3D printing and making content, then it's just a matter of time and sticking with it. That's all. That's really all that it is to it. Yeah, I mean, my older videos are like, there's a lot of times when I'll be making videos and I'll see someone else's video come out like, oh man, that video is so good, their footage is awesome, and then, you know, like compare, and I'm like, man, I wish I get shots like that. But then when I look back at like my channel and how far it's come based off of the things, I'm like, no, I have grown a lot and I have made a lot of progress. So yeah, just keep, I mean, you know, keep at it. It's.
Have you done any 3D scanning at all?
That's a funny question, Man of the Croc. Have you done any 3D scanning at all? So I will have a scanning video coming out, maybe in 2 or 3 weeks. That's a funny question because I don't really ever get asked that, but I am actually working on something with 3D scanning. So the answer to that is sort of. When I worked at Matter Hackers, we sold a couple scanners. We had they were pretty like budget-friendly scanners, especially for the time. I think like they were maybe 500-ish, which is really inexpensive for what at least scanners were available back then. We're talking 6-7 years ago. And they were pretty awful. The best thing that we scanned, that's a bit of a... The best thing I scanned with that was my head, and it was not fantastic either. And so I played around with a little bit of scanning on the channel maybe around that time point, but the software was so bad that I just never was able to do much with it. So I am actually currently testing out a scanner. I won't give away details yet. I want to wait until the video is out, but I am testing out a scanner right now, and I will share more on that when the time comes. But I guess the things I will say is that this scanner is around $1,000 US, which puts it makes it like, it's still, again, budget friendly. Like it's a less expensive scanner than the ones that are like known to be really good. Like the ones that I remember being really good were Artec, and those were like, I think like $5,000 to $10,000. They're really, really expensive. So the biggest issue I've seen is in the software side of things. Okay, I will, since Neo said it, it is a Revo Point that I'm testing. But Revo Point has a ton of scanners. So I will give info on that when the video is out, because I'm still kind of in the thick of it all. The biggest things I'm curious about with the scanner is like, one, if I take like, let's just say like a 3D printed model and I scan it, like how close does the print represent that initial model? Two, what, like if I were to scan something with like organic geometry, how well does it capture that, and how does the software allow me to maybe clean that up or use it as reference geometry? So I'm really curious about that. I think that's a big application for it. And then the final thing is really just when it comes to the software again, how good is the software at stitching together meshes? Because that's been the biggest issue, is like overlaying meshes and that. So I'm not tightening it right now, Tuxedo. That's the reason why I'm doing that. But that's a good point. Yeah, I'm just loosely getting them in, and then I will tighten them all down with the second jig. Thank you for calling it out though, because it does look silly. But I have to have knowledge and watching all your videos and likes, and you're amazing. I appreciate it. I still have a lot to learn. I'm constantly learning and trying to expand my knowledge. There's a lot, I guess, there's a lot that I know, but there's a lot that I still need to learn. So yeah, it's a never ending cycle of learning more, and I think that admitting what you don't know is important as well, and I have no issue with that. There's plenty of things I don't know, but yeah, there's a lot of really good resources out there. Like, definitely not just my channel. I hope you're checking out other channels, because there's a lot of really solid creators and content out there that'll give you a really solid foundation. I like their new $1,000 scanner. They reached out about their Otter competitor, and it also seemed cool. Yeah, the only issue, so I was supposed to review one of their previous scanners, but when they first reached out to me, they had a lot of like stipulations or requirements for it, and I said, whoa, like No, 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 no. Like, this is a review video. I don't do any sort of there's no, I think they originally wanted like 2 shorts and a long form, and I said, I don't know. I said, sorry, I can guarantee 1 long form video. That's what I do. And then they wanted to review the video, and I said, absolutely not. I said that this is not a sponsored video. I don't let companies review videos. And then the final thing that I ended up agreeing on was that they requested that they could at least see my scans to make sure that there was nothing that they saw that looked like I was doing something wrong or ways that I can improve on my scans. And I said, I have no issue doing that. I want to make sure I'm using the hardware correctly and the software correctly. But yeah, outside of that, and so I was supposed to get a scanner God, probably beginning of this year, but after all that back and forth, they just, I don't know, things went up in the air, and I was like, all right, well, maybe they weren't happy with all my pushback. And then they reached back out again and kind of wanted to start the conversation over. And I said, look, I already had the conversation. These are my requirements. If you're fine with them, then I'd love to, review one of your guys' scanners. If not, then no hard feelings. It's just not for me. And they were willing to basically honor everything they had previously said. So yeah, there's a lot of manufacturers that will do that. They'll reach out and have these sort of crazy requirements, and I assume they do that because there must be people that are like, sure, I'll do all those things. But as time goes on, and especially with reviews, I've always been very strict with my reviews. I don't have a written thing like Teaching Tech does, which I probably should get, just so that way I can show viewers like this is it. But I treat every company the exact same. Like, you don't get to see the review. You don't get any say-so in the matter. If I run into an issue, I have no problem reaching out and trying to resolve it. That doesn't mean it's not going to make it in the video, but I'll at least mention it and show what we did to fix it. But yeah, it's just, there's a lot of companies that'll reach out that say they want a review, but I'm like, you want a paid ad? You want a paid ad? And yeah, so I'm like, no, there's no. Yeah, I've been really strict too about if it's an ad, I make it clear it's an ad, but I haven't done any full-length videos that are sponsored except for a micro-Swiss install, which I make clear they want a sponsored install video, but I haven't done. Everyone's got to do their own things, and as long as you I guess are portraying the relationship clearly to the audience, I think it's probably fine. But for me, there's a lot of companies that are like, hey, we want to pay for this review, and I'm like, I can't do that. That doesn't work. So the affiliate sales is the exception to that, but I never do launch videos really, and so by the time my videos are out, usually affiliate sales are pretty much non-existent, which is fine. I like taking my time and not being rushed to make a video. Have you ever used a DIY scanner? I think that I played around with a Xbox Connect back in the day. I know there was either a firmware or software that worked with it. And I don't remember what that, I don't remember how it went. I don't think well. So. Hey, Stuart. But yeah, the Xbox Connect, I think that maybe it was for the 360 or Xbox One. I really don't remember, but I did play around with that a little bit back in the day. I guess I can just go ahead and pop this jig on right now. That way Tuxedo's happy. And I don't forget when it comes time to tighten it. Okay, those are pretty well butted up, so let's get more screws. Yeah, I did a little bit of photogrammetry too, where you just take a bunch of photos of a thing and then import it into a software, and it sort of stitches them together, and that was okay. It was about as good as the scanner results I was getting for the time. And there was some apps too I played around with. This still has play. Why are we... Is it this side? Why are we not? There's a tiny bit of play still. I don't love that, but hopefully it's probably a millimeter maybe, so I don't think it'll really matter. Tuxedo gonna get mad. No. Tuxedo's just making sure I don't do something silly. Usually that's what's going on, and I appreciate it, because it wouldn't be unlike me to be tightening down the rail and realize after that I only had one jig on that wasn't doing nothing. Also, what time is it? Okay, so we're an hour and 5 minutes in. I'd say in 25 minutes we can open up the giveaway. Also, because I'm remembering right now, if you haven't hit the like button, let's get to 69 likes. Let's do that. I don't know where we're at. I don't have the screen pulled up, but I have Xbox Connect to try as well, but it hasn't been great so far. Yeah, I don't remember it being fantastic. It was more, when I played around with it, it was more like the novelty of it. The channel started off as a video game hacking and modding channel when I was like 19 or 20 or something like that, and so I was just stoked that it like allowed me to use video games and combine it with 3D printing. So yeah, I don't remember it being fantastic by any means, but just thought it was cool that I could even use the Kinect to make a 3D scan. Holy cow, Steve! Oh my gosh, thank you, man. Steve with the 20 gifted memberships, man. Thank you so much, buddy. Happy Christmas. I've said that to people. Merry early Christmas, man. Thank you for all the support. I really appreciate it. Steve and I have been chit-chatting about the next potential collab stream, and I'm not gonna say anything because it's still quite a ways out and there's still a lot of cans to kick, or tires to kick on it, but if it works out, it will be freaking awesome. That I can promise. Steve is actually known around this house as Uncle Steve. I'm pretty sure I've got Aaron calling Steve Uncle Steve at this point. Somebody just hit the garage? What was that? It's been really windy outside, but I still don't know what would have hit our garage. Hold on, I got a camera. Oh, I think it's the neighbor. Maybe the neighbor just slammed their car door and I don't know why I would have heard that. Thank you, Uncle Steve. Collab streams with Steve are great. Yeah, they are absolutely. Someone asked me the other day like what my favorite build or stream series was, and I said it's hard to pick, but it'd probably be one of the ones with Steve, even if it wasn't necessarily the thing we were building. Like, it's a ton of fun. It's so much fun. So hopefully we can. Isn't Bob your uncle? All right, so we've got our two rails. I don't know, are these the same? They look to be identical, so I think they are mirrored. Yeah, these look like they're mirrored dead center, so that's at least one less thing to have to worry about. Hey, Tactical! Wait, I can't write anymore. Okay, so let's jump back over to the manual for the 2.4. Okay, so this has us placing some roll-ins underneath and on top, 2 of them. Do we need that for the Micron as well is the question. Probably. Oh. Should have clicked the whole thing. Well, this is not going exactly the way I'd hoped. Come on. Why is this doing this? I just want to confirm on one of these sides that I see 2 bolts. I'm assuming that there's 2 bolts, but it's also going really slow. Okay, so yes, it does look like there are 2 bolts going down. So I have to assume, so 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, 2 there. And yeah, I think it's going to be the same, very likely. So it looks like we need a total of, is that 8, 2, 4, 6, 16 total. Is that right? 2, 4. Yeah, there's 8 on top, 8 on bottom. That looks right. Okay. Is there anything else that I am missing? This side of the rail has nothing on it. The inside probably can't have anything because it is gonna be where the belt is. So yeah, looks right. Okay. All right, let's do this. So we are going to do on top and bottom some more of these roll-ins. So we need 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. 16 of those. So if there's any nuts left, that means that I forgot to put one in. So we will get this started. The interesting part will be, can I get these in without them falling out? Because they are pretty loose. Pay attention to the nuts. One is M5, the other is M3. Oh, that is a, thank you for that. Got it. Okay, so on top, this one's M3 and M5. I have to assume we're not using M5. This is on the top side, or this is on the side where the block is, so let's verify that then. So we did take off, where's the side we removed the rail from? Was that, oh, that was here. Okay, so it should be on this side. This should be the side where there's an M3 and M5. And these screws look the same to me. Maybe they're not. The diameter looks the same though. 3mm in diameter. Okay, it looks like they're the same on this. No M5s, yeah. I think they're M5s on this one. Thank you though, that I could, if this was a 2.4, I would have screwed that up, I'm sure. So, hey Creative, what's up Los? M5 nuts cannot fit in those extrusions. No, they can't, but I still, who knows, like it could have been something unique about the second nut. But yeah, M5s definitely won't fit. M4 probably would if you just did the nut, I would think. Maybe not, don't quote me on that. Might have screwed up my 2.4. Yeah, I don't doubt that I did. I get kind of like tunnel vision-y when I'm building stuff, especially on stream. I see nuts, I read like M3, I'm like, cool, M3. So having two different ones side by side like that would absolutely catch me off guard. Do you have a target of when you want your Micron tool changer done? Like, is it for an event or something like that you're trying to get ready by? Or is it just sort of as soon as possible? Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah. Hey, thank you, Los. Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah to you too, man. And Happy Early New Year. Even though I will, if anyone's here for New Year's Eve, I will be here. Maybe I'll blow up some balloons or something. I don't know. We haven't done like any theme stuff in a long time. I think when we moved, I got rid of all my party hats and balloon bag that I had for streams. Might need to bring that back. I'm hoping to have my tool changing. I'm hoping to have tools changing by the end of January because that'll be when my 6-tube comp. Oh my god. Oh geez. That's crazy. Are all the compacts for the 2.4 build though, not for the Micron, or are you also planning on? No, because you're doing Rapidos. You said 2 Rapidos and a Revo. I wouldn't think you'd swap those out. So are the compacts all for the larger tool changer then? Oops. We don't usually do much for New Year's Eve. I'll probably drop in if there's a stream. Cool. Yeah, I will be streaming. We don't do a whole lot here either. At least not in the last X amount of years. I'm curious because my parents are in town. Oh yeah, I think we did it last year. So almost every year I can remember since I was a kid, like we never ate lobster as a family, right? Like that's just, lobster's too fancy. But for New Year's Eve, my mom would go to the grocery store and get a couple lobsters and boil them, and we'd have them with like rice pilaf, asparagus, I think, and then the lobster. And I'm gonna see, I think we did it last year since my parents are now out here for winters, if my mom would want to do that. But yeah, we usually, it's not till dinner time. We usually don't do anything during the day. And then for dinner time, we do like a nice meal with like, I think it was champagne when I was younger, but I don't drink much and I don't really like champagne. So maybe like an old fashioned or something like that. And then we usually end up watching, like we find a couple different music countdowns on TV and just watch that. That's like the extent of my New Year's. I love me some rice pilaf tuxedo. That's definitely, that was one thing that my mom made a lot, that when I moved out was like, Mom, I need to know how you make it. And it was a piece of cake. I make it a lot with salmon. But yeah, our recipe is basically, it's just olive oil, chopped onion, get a nice little glaze on the onion going on, then drop in the white rice, like just the white rice without any extra, like anything, and let that crisp up a little bit, and then throw in chicken broth, let it soak up the chicken broth, and it's ready to rock and roll. I love rice pilaf. Christmas Eve and such are busy with travel and family. New Year's Eve and New Year's Day are a time for recovery. Yes, I hear that. 6 FXDs? Dear God, 6 compacts, 6 snapping turtles, 6 that may be the craziest build I've ever seen. Both like absolutely in cost, maybe just in cost, but like also just getting it all to play nicely. You have to do a long form on that, dude. Like even if it's not, like even if it's just more of a showcase, and like I need to do a long form video on that when it's all said and done. Just saw someone gave me a gift of membership an hour ago. Whoever it was, thank you. There's been a few. Steve dropped a 20 bomb in here. Nice did 5 earlier. I think maybe it was Nice. I think because I think the other ones might have been. No, Tuxedo did too. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Hey John, Modbot Cooking Christmas special. You guys keep pushing me towards it, man. We're gonna have Modbot Cooks as my 3rd channel. It's just me, me cooking. I do enjoy cooking when babies aren't screaming and there's no rush and I'm not already hungry. Okay, so we're basically up to this spot on here. This is what? This is the equivalent of the front idler, I think, which is going to be quite different. It's going to be quite different than what we've got going on. So maybe the next step is we need to get our idlers together. We have not done these front ones. So let's do these. Let's see if we can isolate this further. Or let me see if I can just pull. Freezing. We're freezing. Okay, here we go. So it's gonna be under gantry. It's gonna be under front idlers. Okay, I guess I have to exit isolation before I can isolate further. You ever seen how real rice pilaf is made in Uzbekistan? We're checking out. I have not. Getting 2 more long forms for sure. Nice, awesome. You and Steve do a lot of printers. I'm doing a big printer. Yeah, I mean the biggest / longest build I did was probably this Venture, I want to say, and it's still not done. Like it's functional, it works, but am I happy with it? No, it needs panels on. I probably want to swap electronics on it, at least the controller and the tool head, and probably the tool head, tool board. Excuse me, there's still quite a bit. Man, my throat. I'm trying to think. You know what? Another build that we did that took a while was ProForge. ProForge took quite a long time, which was a tool changer as well. I don't remember how many builds that was, but that was definitely a longer one. There's a single screw mod version of those that I want to do on mine. Yeah, someone mentioned that, I think last week. I will probably look into it once it's all said and done, but for now, like I printed the parts that, you know, that were part of the official repository. But I do like the idea of a single screw version. Yes, big printers will big printers do a lot of things. Definitely will test your patience, that's for sure. Okay, so how many pieces is this? This is, let's just look at one of them. Printed parts. So it's a total of 5 printed parts. We've got, oh, it's maybe more belt clamps. Okay, so lots of belt clamps. Man, I'm missing a pull out anything that looks like it might be that. The thing I need to find out first is Am I looking for accent pieces, or am I looking for primary color pieces? Because there's still so many pieces left in this build. It is difficult. Okay, so I think they're... Is this one of the pieces I'm looking for? Yeah, I think so. So they're accent pieces, it looks like, primarily. So I'm gonna throw... Let's do a little two-tub situation here. Let's throw all primary pieces in here, at least the big ones. But definitely, it's not these guys, it's not those, it's not a jig. I should have probably taken out all of these panel pieces because they're really eating up a lot of space in here, making it difficult to find things, and I don't need them until much later. Legos. Okay, so we need a lot of these guys. I don't know how many in total, but we need a bunch of these. So why do people use real glass for side panels? Is it a weight thing? I've never used real glass on any printer for a side panel. I do like on commercial printers or printers you can buy, like the glass front door I think is nice, but outside of that, I've never used glass. I have trust issues, even with myself. So yeah, it's never been a thing for me. I'm sure there's some, maybe the weights, I mean, there's not gonna be warping. I'm not sure how glass versus acrylic or polycarbonate would work for like insulating the chamber. I don't know if the glass would transfer heat out easier. I think that glass would transfer the heat easier, but I don't know for certain. Glass really transmits heat, which is probably, yeah, that's okay. That's so. Lots of reasons: price, fragility, insulation, weight. They're a general option. Okay, so far we found 2, 4, 5. Okay, there's at least one more. I doubt there's 5, unless yeah, so here's 6. Here's 7. So that means there's gotta be one more in here. Where is it? What is the question? There it is. Okay, number 8. These printed kind of funky. The first layer is ever so slightly... I don't know. It's weird. The holes look a little bit strange on those. Okay, so there's that. And then... idler carriage is... Okay, I know what these look like. They're gonna look like... They might have heat inserts in them, actually. And if they have heat inserts in them, that means they're in here. So let's leave that for a second. Double, triple glazing. Idler housing. For some reason, I'm not seeing these. Is this printed? Okay. Wait, no, this is not it. Is it? This is it. Interesting. So it's this guy. These turned out a little funky too. They got some hairs on them. I might hit them with a heat gun. I'm probably gonna hit them with a heat gun. Okay, so we have the idler housing, and then the front cover is just a flat piece. Why don't I see? Okay, I see one of them. Andrew, thank you, man. Thank you so much for the donation, man. For the Merry Chris Mahana Kwanizika Fund. Thank you very much, man. I hope you have a wonderful... I don't know if you celebrate Christmas. I think you celebrate Christmas, but I hope you have a wonderful holiday and a Happy New Year, man. I appreciate all the support throughout the year and years. Okay, is that everything we need except for... Okay, so there's 2. We're gonna probably use the pinned one, I think. So the last thing we need is basically just the bearing holder, which is possibly in the bottom of this. Yeah, it's probably these guys. Here's one. They do have heat inserts in them. Okay, let me start throwing some stuff back over here.
Ditto on the Chrisma Hana Quansica.
Oh man, you guys. Hey, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Ditto on the. I'm gonna read it one more time because I'm getting better at it, I think. Chrisma Hanukkah. No, I'm not. Chrisma Hanukkah Wanzika fun. Thank you. I don't know if I did sound effects. We're doing all the sound effects. Thank you both for the support. Thank you, thank you. That is a fun word that I don't think I've ever said in my life. Hey, Pertapron. Christmas Festivus, excess, any excuse to eat good food and throw presents at folks. Yeah, I hear you. I'm excited. Like, I've always been a big fan of like gift giving, and so as in my older teen, younger adult, it was always, you know, for my parents and stuff. And now having kiddos, like I'm very excited. We didn't have to get the kids a whole bunch of stuff because grandparents and family kind of went overboard as they seem to like to do. But I did get Jack a sort of grand finale prize, or not prize, gift that I'm not gonna say the word out loud because I don't want him to hear it. But I'll spell it because I don't think he'll be able to spell it. But it's a B-I-K-E. It's a B-I-K-E. So I am very excited to have Santa deliver that to him. Yeah, these parts had some funky hairs on them. It's weird. Most of the parts looked really clean on this. Hey, Killa! How's it going, man? Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. Happy last Wednesday before festivities. All right, so now that we got this, let's take a look at the actual hardware. Oh, sorry, this will work. Message. I'll have to check it after. Okay, let's take a look at stuff here. Oh, that's awesome, Muzin. Yeah, I'm very excited. I was assembling it in the garage the other day, and then I found a perfect hiding spot. I was concerned because he goes everywhere. I was exploring, like, where are we gonna put this thing? But I found a perfect spot, so I'm not so concerned anymore about discovery. Okay, so these basically are pinching together to hold the belt. So for right now, maybe I will just install these loose. That's probably what I'll end up. Wait. No, this won't be loose. Yeah, I'll tighten these in. So let's look at the hardware we need and grab these. So we need 2 bearings, which we have. I know we have those still. I'm also missing chat a little bit. I'm gonna open the giveaway as well. You're missing the little H go on inside. You missed the little H go inside the caps? Wait, what? Oh. My kids love the balance. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look at what that is, Hobo. It's not 3D printed. I'm sorry to disappoint everybody. I trust and love my 3D printers a lot, but I don't want to put my child on one. I am tempted to make one of the like little motorized ones like the Andrew made and a few others like Sam Prentice has made. I think that could be cool, but yeah, it's his first one. I'm very excited. He's gotten the motion down on his little trike, so I'm super excited. Mine came pre-assembled. I had to hide them. Oh man. Oh gee, that sounds that sounds challenging. Don't forget, yeah, we got one actually. Grandma and Grandpa got him one for his trike when he was small, and it was way too large. So his his head has grown a lot since then, and it should still fit perfectly. But if not, then, or it should fit perfectly now. But if not, that'll be the first thing I'll get. Okay, so we got these. I'm pretty sure we're using. There's 2 front idlers as well. I know that. So there's this one. And this one. That seems like a lot of parts. I guess it's because it has all the threaded. I don't know which one. There's the issue right now is that there's 2 idlers in here, and I don't know which one is the. So that's a bolt. We're not using the bolt one, so whichever one highlights that. So I think if I go. Oops, I think if I go like this and hide this, wait, that didn't work. That That didn't work. Okay, yeah, I'm not exactly sure then. I think it's gonna be almost the same thing. Let's just pop these in place. It should basically be just the pins and then washers. We want washers on both sides, which are gonna be M3 washers, which we got right here. Now I just need to find the pins. Did I already take them out by chance? I don't see the pins. There they are. Okay, here we go. We're getting down to the final pins. All-wheel drive on this one? No, man. I'm just building it as is. I'm hoping to do a Mad Max on it, but I don't know. When I talked to Steve and he was showing me his what is he calling it? The Trimax? I was pretty excited because I was like, oh cool, it doesn't lose that much build volume. He's doing it like extra custom, so that way it really doesn't lose a lot of build volume, but it only lost like little square corners. I know those are not squares, but little square corners in the front of the bed. But then someone mentioned on the Micron you lose a lot more, which makes sense. So I'm not exactly sure what long term. If I don't end up doing the Mad Max mod to it, then maybe we'll do some other stuff. I'm not entirely sure. Liz, how's it going? Happy Wednesday. Music is nice. Just running some errands, but we'll pop back in soon. That sounds wonderful. Thank you for popping in, and good luck with your errands. Okay, so this should be. Oh man, we might have to file down these pins. We do. Oh no, this one's okay. Yeah, a few of the pins in here we've had to sand down. They just were a little too wide in diameter. So this one seems okay though, which is nice. I do have the drill ready though, in case we do need to file them down a little bit more. So I think that's it. I think it's just bearing, like 2 flange bearings, 2 shims, M3 shims, and they should just snap into place, hopefully. Yep. Cool. These ones have less play than the ones for the, which ones had a lot of play? That was the XY joints, right? I think, or no? Yeah, I think it was the XY joints that had quite a bit of play. I put the boxer roll and Jabberwocky on Micron and do it to changes to your 2.4. I guess I could, yeah. Well, the Jabberwocky won't work on Micron, will it? Because this uses smaller extrusions, so like I don't think it'll work. I'm more just curious about the Jabberwocky. Like I haven't had bad luck, but I haven't had the best of luck with the stealth burner. What's it called? Like the stealth turner with the cutter Filomatrix. It's been okay, but I'm hoping that with the God, why can't I talk right now? Jabberwocky, that it's a little bit more reliable and that the triggers works a little bit better and it's just a little bit easier to access. I'm also, because right now it's running the E3D Piezo or whatever, the Easy Peasy, I'm hoping to swap it over to Beacon. I think I have a Beacon Rev, not the latest one, it's still the 2 board version that I'm gonna put on the 2.4 as well. The phone is blowing up right now. Usually I keep it away while streaming, but it's right by me. Okay, so those are in place. I have Jabberwocky on my Micron Plus. Hey, Mark, can you do me a favor and just like send me a photo in live streams, or like if there's a quick message about maybe something you had to do to get it working? I think it was originally designed for Micron. That's interesting. Yeah, if that's the case, then maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe that's what I'll do. Killa, thank you so much, man, for the 5 Get the memberships. Cheers, buddy. Thank you, everybody, for all the support today. You guys are awesome. I appreciate everyone. I guess on that note, I'm 4 minutes late to what I was trying to be early to. So let me get the Polymaker giveaway link open before we're too far beyond where we are right now. Oops, that's not right. Okay, there's the form. I'm gonna have a sip of water too. I am incredibly parched. All right. Okay, let's get back to this. So giveaway link, yeah, giveaway link should be open. All right, we got our first response, so I know it's working. Now what I need to do is figure out how this all works. So it looks like this basically just drops into this guy loosely. I don't think direction matters. It looks like it is, it looks like it's mirrored in both directions. So I think this just drops in either way like so. That's pretty cool and makes sense as to why it's kind of hollow, this shell piece. This drops into there like so. And then I take it, I can put these on right now, right? I'm trying to think of, oh, these have, are these supposed to have LEDs in them? Is that why they're hollow like that? Or is it open so you can kind of see what's going on? No, it looks like there's supposed to be an accent piece. Did I print out accent pieces for that? I don't know that I did. I don't know that I've, no, they have printed logos to go with them. Okay. I wonder if I printed them. That'll be fun to find. I didn't realize that when I was looking through all this stuff, that there was sort of printed. Okay, well this is clearly, that looks like a tool head piece. Okay, I'll do my best to find this quickly, because I realize there's been plenty of streams where it's more of like watch Daniel search for things stream versus actually building, so I'm trying to go a little bit quicker, but assuming it's going to be blue. Okay, I found one. So this is what I'm looking for, this little square piece. There we go. Okay, can we get these in without damaging anything is the question. So it looks like it just lines up. Oh, baby. Okay. Is there anything else that needs to be done? It's not a super tight fit. It's probably fine. It's probably fine. It looks really nice. Let's make sure we put them on the right way as well. Glue them? Got it. I don't have glue down here. I can run up and get super glue. I'll do that. I will get super glue. All right, be right back, everybody. Let me take this off. Hopefully I can find some super glue. I think I know where it's at. Okay, give me 1 minute. Be right back. We got the glue. Also, I don't know, Erin doesn't have the stream on right now, so she can't hear me, but I don't know what she's cooking or what she made for the kids. It smells so good. And as I was walking up the stairs to the studio, like every time she's cooking, the smell just like rises upstairs, and my stomach was just, I was a little bit hungry, then I smelled that. Now I'm just like, oh, what is that? I need it. All right. Let's do some gluing. So this was the first glue I found. It's way too runny. It always ends up only on my hands and not where it needs to go. I've had a lot better luck with the Gorilla Super Glue Gel, but it's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes when it comes out, it's more gel-like. Other times it's runny. So I don't know if you're supposed to, it doesn't say shake well, but let's see if that has any effect on this. Is this open? Yep, definitely is open. I love this stuff. I am really all good. My wife doesn't watch my streams either. She usually puts them on. She actually did even before we had kids, which is really nice of her. She usually has me on her phone. Like sometimes she'll fall asleep while watching them, which is fine. I get it. But Jackson really likes to watch them, so she'll usually put them on the TV. But right now he's watching the Maleficent Ladybug. It's like this superhero ladybug thing. I don't know. It's not bad. It's not bad. Okay, so I think what I'll do is instead of applying it to this, I will place a little bit in the corner. It's, you know what? No, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be responsible. I'm not gonna apply it directly to the part. I'm gonna cut off a piece of filament, or you know what? We got zip ties. I'm gonna just put a little dab on it. If I squeeze that bottle, it will be the end of this. I've been using Harbor Freight super glue recently, and it works pretty good. Is that the ones where it comes with like a 10-pack of the little disposable kind of like tube? Not tube. It's like a, I don't know what it's called. What would it be called? It's not a tube, but it's like a pouch thing, like a pouch. Is that the right word? It's kind of like a pouch, what I'm thinking of. Yeah, the issue I have with super glue is twofold. One, it either ends up getting on my hands or all over. I destroyed a shirt the other day. I was squeezing glue. It was like stuck, so I squeezed it, which is, you should never do that. It's like a ketchup bottle. Like, don't, if it's stuck, like, don't just squeeze. It'll come out eventually aggressively. But yeah, either it gets everywhere, or I run into issues where the top of the bottle ends up bonding to the cap. And that's even with me trying to be mindful of cleaning it afterwards. But this stuff I've had really good luck with, this super glue gel XL stuff. So yeah, oh, look at that, beautiful. You guys can't see that. Here, you guys got to see this glue work right here. Hold on. Boop, 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 boop. Maybe. I think that'll do. Okay, so we're just gonna put a tiny bit on the end of our zip tie. Just put a little bit right here. A little bit right here. A little bit right here on the edge. You kind of have to do a decent amount because the layer lines, like if it's too thin, the layer lines will probably keep the glue from touching, but that should be fine, I think. Please go in, please go in. There we go. Okay. I don't want to break. It's a pretty delicate part, but let me just put a little bit of pressure. I use toothpick. Yeah, oh, toothpicks. Yeah, toothpicks are a great idea as well. Yeah, I was very close to squirting the glue directly in here, and I try my best to learn from my mistakes. And I know there's been plenty of times where I try to apply a little bit to the part and it ends up being too much. So using an applicator like a toothpick, glue stick, I use all the time. I'll just cut off a little bit of filament. It's so helpful because it's a lot easier to control where you're putting it when you're, you know, you've got just a little bit of time versus when you squeeze it. I mean, that's probably how much would have come out. Maybe not. I don't know if you can even see it, but it would have been too much. It would have been bad. And this is kind of the front, you know, front piece of the printer where I want it to look at least passing. I want Hart K to look at this and be like, yeah, Daniel did a good job on the build. Not, man, that guy really butchered my Micron. That made me so sad. I've been wanting to build this for so long. Like I want like the end result for me to be like, yeah, you did a good job. Any small tipped object, yeah. Yeah, these colors are awesome. I don't know if you were here when I was showing this last week, but I cannot take credit for deciding on this color palette. I was talking to Hart K about printing the parts out probably a couple months ago now, and I can't remember how the conversation came up. If I just said I was struggling to figure out what colors I wanted or whatever, and he sent over like 4 renders of different Microns based off of race cars, or yeah, I think they're race cars. And I saw this one and I just loved it. One of the other ones was similar to what I had done on the Doron Velta, which was green and orange, and that looks really nice as well. But since I'd already done that color palette, I figured I would do something else. And then I happened to see that LDO had colors that were really close to what I was wanting. I've seen a lot of orange and blue Microns. Oh, really? Yeah. Gulf colors. Okay, so this is in. So yeah, I think at this point we basically can just get these screws and install this. We'll just thread it in a couple times. I don't know what size screw you are. You are an M325 button. M325 button. M325 buttons. Nice. Oops. Fell into my lap. All right. Let me bring you guys down a little. This is like kind of a weird angle for how small the piece is, I think. I am so happy with the lighting, everybody. It has been my biggest gripe of streaming in the garage is like, it is tough for me to light things, but now it's just like, oh, so good. Really pleased. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Wojecki gotta go. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Wojecki. Have a wonderful holiday, and if I don't see you for the following week's stream, I'm not streaming next week, but I will stream New Year's Eve. If I don't see you then, have a happy New Year. Okay, so this goes like this. Let's try to match this up. Okay, so this piece is gonna go like this. It's not really that in focus, I apologize. Maybe if there we go. Okay, it's not the right one. I need a 2mm driver. I don't know if this is even... Okay, we're gripping. We're gripping. Why are we popping out though? What did that? Oh, because there's nothing. I get it. There's no belt keeping it in place. This makes sense now. Okay, so this is another one. I get why people are saying that a single one, because with this you don't know whether you're even on tightening, because you're probably not even on tightening. So let's just back these out all the way and see if we go like 1 turn, 2 turns, 1 turn, 2 turns, and hope that we're in. Actually, yeah, that's probably fine. Let's do a couple more turns. Should I make it flush with... That might be too much. Glue it? Wait, glue what? Glue the cap on? Yeah, I guess the dual screw setup is a little interesting because it's going to be tricky to make sure it's perfect, but probably going to be okay. Okay, yeah, we'll just push this down for now. 2 turns. We'll do 3 turns. 3 turns. Okay. All right, we're gonna call that one good for right now. Well, let's do the other side, which is gonna be... Wait a minute. I feel like these are supposed to be mirrored. These seem like they would need to be mirrored, but they're not. These are the same exact part. That concerns me. Okay, so they're facing outward. So they're gonna be facing like this. And then the other one's gonna be facing like this. No, that's right. That is right then. Okay. Okay, so we're good. We're good. Yeah, one sits higher. Got it. So this one on the top like goes down a little bit, and this other one is flush, and then it's the opposite on the bottom, I think. So this one goes in a little bit, and the other one's probably flush. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Oh, you guys can't see. I'm sorry. This is what my concern was. So, yeah, it's fine. This one, like if you look, it's flush, and on the bottom it goes up a little bit, and then on this side it goes down a little bit, but it's flush down here, so we're fine. I just needed to look at the CAD. When in doubt, look at the CAD. Okay, so this one will go like this. Oh. Not mirrored when you flip. Yep, once it's higher. Got it. Got it. Thank you. It concerned me because there was another part that we had that I had printed, I guess, an extra copy of somehow. So I wasn't sure if maybe I had printed out another copy of this as well. This guy's not going in. Oh, it's because we're not aligned with the hole. There we go. Okay, so yeah, we'll just try to do like 3 turns with these as well. So we'll do 1 turn, 2 turns, 3 turns. 1 turn, 2 turns, 3 turns. And hopefully that is enough. Okay. Awesome sauce. So with that, I think we can probably mount these guys on. Let's do... Make sure you get the Micron logo the right way up. Yes, no, that would be a disaster. Oh! No, I did that wrong, didn't I? Based off of what we just discovered. Yep. I already had thought about getting it the right way up. Thank you for... Okay, we'll redo this one. Good catch. I would not have let that slide. There's been plenty of things in builds, so I'm like, it's not a big deal. No. This is a must. Thank you. Oops. Why are we holding on? Let go. There we go. Yeah, that will not fly. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Hey, Benny! Okay, here we go. Now we are looking good, and if I'm not mistaken, let's exit isolation mode. Exit isolation. Okay. I do want to still isolate the entire gantry. No, this is gantry frame. I want this, the whole gantry. There we go. Hey, zombie! How's it going, man? Happy hump day. Happy almost Christmas. Wait, happy. It feels weird to say happy Christmas, but I keep doing it. Okay, so yeah, I think this basically just butts up all the way. It looks like flush, or maybe not flush. Looks like flush with the rail, or flush with the, I'm sorry, flush with the end of the extrusion. So let's try that. Let's also get our orientation correct so I don't drive myself bananas doing that. Okay. So extrusion here, check. This goes like this. And then this slides like this. I think this is right. Okay. This looks right to me. So this will just pop on here like so, maybe. Yep. Right. And I'll just, I'll get the nuts in kind of loose, then I'll just use my machine square to like try to push this so it's flush with the end of the extrusion. That seems to be the right way. Like it seems to be how it needs to be. And then we can place these caps on for now. I'm gonna have to remove them later on when we do the extrusion, or when we do the belt as well. But for now, I might just put them on. These are what? These are M3. M312s. Okay. M312s, where are you? M312s, you look like M312s. You are. Meeting's over for a bit? Nice. Are you taking some time off, or do you get some time off for Christmas and New Year's, or no? Or for holidays and New Year's? Oops. Hello. Maybe we should do the bottom side first. Yeah, that's probably best. Seems like it's pretty aligned. Maybe. Yeah. Wait, are they M312? I just realized I didn't check that they're M312s on both sides. They have to be. That looks like, just looking at this, this looks like the same width. That looks like the same width. But how is this attaching? That I am uncertain of. How is this attaching to this piece when this is just... Back from my meeting, why isn't it printing yet? Ye have far too much faith. Show hide. Wait. I am confused. What is... I work on the 26th because I don't want to take PTO. Got it. Do you get New Year's off, like even day or no? So this is throwing me a little bit. All the pieces that I have are... Get out of here. Go further down in my view. What do you mean? It looks like there's supposed to be something that this all screws into, like an attachment point here, or is it? Wait. Okay, the thing I'm confused about is there's a long screw that like appears to pierce through here. Is it because there's two different setups for this? Which mount am I using? Let's look at the sliced file. It is orange, I'm pretty sure. We are using rigid Z joints. Okay, so if we're using rigid Z joints, it's safe to assume we're not using this guy. Where is this even in the CAD? Or in the, see, gantry assembly, great. Z joints. The thing I'm not understanding right this second, hold on. Let me look at the printer. Let me bring the printer over here. I'm just trying to understand how. Okay, I think I get it. Okay, so we are. Can I just put this on top here? Yeah. Okay, this clears things up a bit. So it looks like for the bottom, we're not actually using those printed parts like that I have a bunch of. So it looks like this is actually, this is what's gonna sandwich the belt right here. And then a screw is going in from here through this piece, whichever one. So this one's like that. So going directly through here. So this will basically just sit directly on here is what I'm seeing. Right? Does that seem right, everybody? AutoCAD just crashed. Oh no! Sorry to hear that. That is incredibly frustrating. Like that is, yeah, that is just all bad. Okay, so we're good then. So let's worry about the top then, I guess, for right this second. So let's place this right here. It's gonna block the view from the front largely. Okay. So I don't do anything on the bottom right this second. The top we do. So let's just do the top for right this second then, because I don't want to mount it yet until we have the rest of this on. So this guy is not the right one. We need to find the one that lines up. You are not the right one. You are the right one. Okay. Yeah, it made sense once I pulled the printer over here, but looking at it in the CAD, I was like, I don't understand how I'm attaching this to the Z. But yeah, once I brought it over, it's like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it's weird that like one wall, or like the inner wall of these holes printed funky on some of these parts. Don't exactly know why. Okay, so these, like, I mean, it doesn't really matter. We're gonna have to loosen this anyway. So I guess maybe ooh, let's not crack that. Did I crack that? No. Why, this isn't even sliding at all. Why are we so stuck? should still slide. There we go. Okay, so I guess for right now, what I'll do is I'll just grab like a 1, 2, 3 block giveaway reminder. Oh my God, it's time. Okay, yeah. So if you have not and you want to join in the Polymaker giveaway, do so now. We are gonna close the giveaway in 4 minutes. We started a couple minutes late. It is pinned in chat. Wait, I'm doing this wrong again, aren't I? Yeah, that's the bottom of the rail. Yeah, I just saw it. I just saw that. Thank you. Orientation is melting my mind a little bit. It feels weird. Like, I know that I have 2.4s and like, I know that the rail goes on the bottom, but it feels like the rail should go on top. Okay, so this is the side that we actually want to have the clamp on. There we go. Okay, so is it still the right side or now is this the wrong one? Now you are the wrong one. Yeah, you're definitely the wrong one. Lovely. Yeah, get in that giveaway, zombie. You don't have any Polymaker filament, do you? Okay, this is the right one. Come on, baby. There we go. Okay. So these are a little tight. I won't clamp them down because they're gonna have to come out when we route the belt anyway. Also, are these supposed to go? The loop is on the... Yeah, the loop is on the outside, so that seems right. Okay, so this one's done. Now let's do the other side and make sure we're doing this correctly. So I'll leave this one here for reference, and this guy's going on the inside like this. Maybe Micron strong. Micron strong. Let's see. Why is this one so tight, dude? We just did this. I don't want to break. There we go. Just once it got started, it was fine, but it's giving me a little struggle. Okay, that's aligned, and this guy needs to be pulled. 70 likes. I think I'll remove mine. It is only right. Okay. Yeah, 1 more minute, and then I'm gonna remove the giveaway link. So if you want to join in, do so now or forever hold your peace. This looks like the right one. Yeah. I don't know why I printed out so many of these if we don't need them either, but whatever. 2 hour mark? Yep. 2 hours. Okay. Okay, we'll also just do the same thing with the 1, 2, 3 block and just kind of slide this so it's roughly flush with the rail. I don't know how, I don't think it's incredibly important to have it perfectly aligned, but it seems like that's how it is in the CAD, so we'll do that. All right, look at that. I don't want these front pieces to fall out because the little caps are not really held in because we don't have belts routed yet, but they look sweet, man. I really like the accent logo. Looks great. So that looks good. Let's not drop our nuts out of this side or this side. Okay, all of our nuts are in place. All right, I am officially removing the giveaway link. So if you're filling it out, you got 60 seconds. Let's see, remove, there we go. Yeah, it is coming together. It always feels like in printer builds, at least to me, that like it's really slow, you're not making a lot of progress. And then towards the end, when you start slapping things together, it goes from, oh, it's just a bunch of random pieces to like, look at this beauty, like pretty quickly in the end. It's very rewarding. It's always so rewarding when you see it. I'm sure, like, I mean, your journey with your stealth changer in this Micron is substantially more involved. So I imagine as you see it, like the first time you see it grab and dock has got to be just really rewarding. I'm just quickly going to look at this while I'm giving everyone 60 seconds here. All right, sweet. So next we're attaching these pieces. I love it. I love it. Very nice. Okay. Let's do this giveaway, y'all. We've got a total of, how many likes did we hit too? 75 likes. Nice. If you haven't hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button, shame on you. I'm just kidding, but smack the like button. We have got in total 97 entries. Very nice. Let me grab everybody's names here. Okay, 97 of there we go. 97. All right, I need a quick swig of water. I don't know why I'm like getting really thirsty today. It does feel much nicer with this heater. It is, oh yeah, that's the stuff. Okay, alrighty. So for anybody that has not been here for a giveaway, or Polymaker giveaway, or isn't sure how it goes, Polymaker allows us to do one of these giveaways every single week. And the winner, if you're in the US or Canada, will end up with a gift card. If you're anywhere else in the world, you get to pick a spool of filament off their website up to $35, which is awesome. There is a ridiculous amount, a ton is not even big enough, a ridiculous amount of colors and materials to choose from. The winner will get an email from me within 24 hours that contains a form as well as a unique ID that you will need. It does come from my personal email because I'm not professional enough to have a dedicated ModBot email. So if it looks like a sketchy email, it's just me, don't worry. And yeah, that's basically what I've got. If you need to pick up filament for a loved one for the holidays or for yourself, there's a link in the description that does support the channel. So if you need to pick up filament, it doesn't cost you anything, but is appreciated. And on that, let's do this. I'm absolutely not shuffling 999 times. I'm not shuffling 111 times or any of those. 22 is the first reasonable number. 6 and 7 is also fine. I hope Polymaker offers refills for PTG in the future. 5 for part 5. It is also 7 days until Christmas Eve, which I do like. 21. I don't know how many to pick, guys. I'm gonna do 17, Mark. I was gonna say 7, then 17 rolled through. That's a weirder number than 7, so we're gonna do 17. All right, here we go, everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's how numbers work. All right, good luck to you all. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. I don't mind cardboard spools tuxedo so much. And like one of the, dude, nice. It almost rolled a killer. Nice, you are the winner, buddy. And you wanted to do 7, man. You wanted to do 7. All right, let's do cheers. Congratulations, nice. I'll probably still end up emailing you. I might just Discord DM you, but just be on the lookout for a message from me in the next 24 hours here. When you wake up from your slumber, there should be a message from me. Congratulations to being, oh, not the last winner of the year, but the second to last winner of the year. And then tuxedo. So with the cardboard spools, I don't mind them so much. And overall, I've had pretty good luck with them. I know that like the whole rule, at least with AMS and Bamboo Lab, was not to really use cardboard spools. And for a long time, I was abiding by that and using like printed rim things for them. But I stopped, partially because one of the printers now has the Hydra mod, is that right? With like it loads from the center with the caps that doesn't need it. But also it hasn't been a huge issue. But I've been testing out the Cheating Q2, and that thing hates cardboard spools. Like hates cardboard spools. I was trying to do a multicolor print. I was doing something with it initially. It was when I was testing out the Polymaker PET glass filled. That's what it was. I think originally I wanted to do a multicolor print on it, and it was able to load the filament okay, but it did not unload. It basically binds up, and the only way I was able to get it to unload was if I unlocked the top of the lid, then the spool could like lift up enough to where it was able to spin. But I've had to print out rims or just use plastic spools for it. So that's the only reason I have recently that I'm like, okay, cardboard spools still have their issues, but I don't mind cardboard spools largely outside of that. I haven't had many issues. I have seen a few people show like a side of their spool fall off. Knock on wood, that hasn't happened to me, which that does sound like what my luck would normally be like, but yeah. I don't like the rings either. Got it. What's the little issue? Couldn't have been a nice guy. Yeah, congratulations, nice. What's wrong with the rings? I haven't had any issues with the rings. I at one point, like when they first came out with them, just printed out a bunch of them and was using them on like 4 or 5 spools at a time. The only issue I found was every once in a while when I removed the ring off a Polymaker spool, it kind of damaged the edge of the spool, which I guess isn't that big of a deal, but if you take it on and off enough times, I could see that being an issue. So I tried to keep rings on until the filament was out, and then I would pull it off and swap it to the next one. Problem is when the AMS starts to trash with light cardboard spools, they ruin the edges. Thrash with light cardboard spools, they ruin the edges. Got it. Tactical printing, use electrical tape. I've never used electrical tape for that. Okay, it looks like we finished that playlist. Could that be right? Wild. Okay, let's do get a little pumped up here. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna install these front. Oh no, bad. How did you fall? How did you fall? Okay, I figured out where it fell from. Getting them back in is gonna be near impossible. So we might be using 2 of the LDO ones for this. That is impressive that these fell out, actually. I don't know if I can be upset. Yeah, I'm not getting... Shoot. Let's see. Gravity? Okay, that one's gone too. Okay, we lost 3 nuts. I didn't even know. I thought that these things were completely butted up, but I guess on the inside, or outside, I suppose. Yeah, on the outside, they're not fully. So, okay. Lesson learned. I still need to be careful. I don't mind refills. I will say that, Tuxedo. Like, I know some people don't love refills, and like, I know that. I remember when refills were first coming out, and a lot of people were complaining, like, oh, it only saves me $1. Like, they were more concerned. Like, I think the initial push was like environmental, but then once they started creating them and the price was similar to a spooled one, people were like, oh no, like it's really just a cost thing for me. I don't mind refills. I've had pretty good luck with them. I did see someone that showed a refill from Polymaker that had an issue, but it's hard to say whether it was user error or whether it was a one-off. But like in general, I don't mind. I don't mind them. You need a short extrusion. Wrong extrusion? Seriously? That does look really awkward. That does look really awkward now. How come nobody told me earlier? Why didn't nobody say that? Oh my gosh. Oh. No. You know, you're right. Yeah, no, this is the wrong extrusion. Nobody called me out on that earlier. Yes. Yeah, I see that now. It makes total sense because the plastic expands on it, and now like If this is, how did it not, if this was the X carriage, it'd be so small. Oh my God, where's that? Hold on.
Go!
Oh my gosh. Oh, I guess we won't have to, we won't have to, someone's been saying it most of stream. What? Who's been saying it? I've been looking at chat all stream. I did it earlier, you just kept missing it. Oh my gosh. All right, well, on a positive note, it's only 8 screws. It's not that big of a deal. And I get to put the nuts back in that I dropped out. So in hindsight, it all works out, but that's kind of funny. Oh my gosh. It wouldn't be a ModBot stream if we didn't use the wrong extrusion. At least once. That's so funny. Ay, ay, ay. Why do things once that you can do twice? By design for engagement. Yep. Hey, Moonshine. That is so silly. Well, I got to use the Homer Simpson button, which I haven't gotten to use in a while. So. Yeah. All right. Okay. Alrighty, let's do this again. So, we know we need 4 in the top. That's so fun. I can't believe I did that. I even looked at the CAD too, like why did that not stand out to me? I don't know. These are the questions that keep me up at night, folks. These are the questions. Okay, so 4 on top, 4 on, wait, why is there one in here? Oh, this is the same extra, oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, all right. I think I was gonna have coffee. I was gonna have coffee today and decided not to. I'm absolutely regretting that decision. All right. All right. The term silly goose gets thrown around a lot. All right, there we go. 2 on top, 2 on bottom. No, 4 on top, 4 on bottom, and then I think 4 in the back as well is what we determined we needed. Oh my God, what is happening? Daniel, we're looking for another opportunity to use the dope button. Yeah. John, thank you so much for the $5 in. No pineapple on pizza fun or possible nut fun. Yeah, squirrel and Hadouken. Thank you, man. Oh, what? There we go, Hadouken. Thank you, man. I hope you're doing well, and I hope that you and the family have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas and New Year's. Okay, so we got top and bottom, and then we need 4 on the back. So let's do those 4 on the back now. 1, 2. That was ridiculous. The fact that I did the wrong extrusion was pretty bad, but the fact that I took it off and started reassembling it is wild. This is wild. That is my brain. That is my brain. Pizza sounds so good. I've been trying, like, for a while now, I've been wanting to get better with exercise and my eating. I've kind of don't eat great. I don't eat horrible compared to how I was eating at one point in my life. I don't eat great. And I think a lot of it comes down to just portion, actually. Like, portion size has gotten bigger. So the last week here, I just started. I'm like trying to monitor what I'm eating and how much I'm eating. So I definitely haven't had pizza. It's been a lot of like fruit, yogurt, and granola, chicken, vegetables, and rice. Like just trying to be a little better. And boy, does pizza sound so good right now. I hope you and your family have a great Christmas as well. Thanks, man. I am super excited for Jackson. He turns 3 in March, and so he's 2 and some change. And he was still able to like partake in Christmas last year, but like didn't fully get it, I don't think. Like he maybe got it a little bit, but this year like he's so excited. He's been looking at the tree and like the presents and yeah, I'm really excited to get family all together. I used grub screws on the back ones so they don't slide out. I used grub screws on the back ones. They don't slide out. You mean you just installed like an M3 grub screw to keep it in place until you? I'm trying to understand that. Yeah, food is good. Okay, let's do this again. So I don't think it does matter. Okay, order absolutely matters. We need to make sure that we're facing the right way. So if I've got this towards this side like so, this towards this side like so, that appears to be correct. And then we want to make sure we got our 4 nuts in the back, which we do. Okay, I think we're good. I think we will persevere. All these screws are probably gonna fall out on me, or maybe not. Maybe they won't. Okay. I can't believe. I mean, I can believe I've done some pretty silly things in my life, but let's see if this just magically aligns, or if I need to take things out. Seems like that's aligning. Nice. Oh, you're saying for those couple of screws, like those nuts that fell out. So basically these guys right here on the back is what I get what you're saying. Okay, so now that this is like this, let's just be mindful of the way I'm flipping it for now, since I don't have set screws in them. I'm not going to fully tighten them yet. I'm just going to kind of get everything aligned, and then I will push the motors together a little bit, and then we'll tighten them down fully. Yes, I took them out when I needed to use them. Yeah, is that Raj that said that? Yeah, that's a smart play. That is like a pro tip right there. Okay, that's in. Now time for this guy. Bam. The nice thing is I don't have to line these nuts. They basically, they just slide all the way. If I can get this guy to pop up a little bit. There we go. There we go. I portioned my foods for the week. That is how I lost 40 pounds. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I don't know that we probably don't eat great. I don't know, it's all relative, right? Like some people eat really strict and some people eat like fast food for every meal. We definitely don't do that. I think a lot of it's probably portion size. I've never done like looking into calories or anything like that per se. I just kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna eat that. And so just for fun, like I entered all of my details like age, height, weight, all that, and just to see like in a calculator thing, and it gave me basically like what my maintenance calories are, which would be like if I want to maintain, like those are how many calories on average I need to intake per day, and then here's what I need to start to lose, because my goal is like, I think it's like I want to lose, I think it's like a pound a week. I'm not doing anything crazy. Like I want it to be subtle. I don't want to I know that any time in life I've tried to commit to something drastic change, like I don't stick with it. So I want it to be like realistic, where it's kind of a subtle, change towards the right direction. But once I started actually like looking at calories that I'm intaking, I'm like, wow, yeah, that's a lot. And like, I think it's like 1,800 for the day is like what I need to get to stick with my like losing a pound a week. And just for fun, I looked at like every once in a while when Aaron and me have like a junk craving, we'll get like a Carl's Jr. Western bacon cheeseburger with fries and like a soda. And I looked at it and dude, just like the one sandwich or burger with fries and the drink was like 1,100 or 1,200 calories. I'm like, that's over half the food intake I'm supposed to have for the day. So it's been pretty eye-opening to see that, like, you know, and I'm like, I've been a little anal about it this week and like kind of turned it into a little bit of a game where I'm checking calories so much. I don't know that I'll get to that extent fully, but it is nice to like become a little bit more aware of content in the food like that. For instance, one order Panda Express is now 3 or 4 lunches for me. Yeah, it's the portion size. There's been a lot of times with meals where like I'm not really hungry, but there's only like a little bit more food left in the pot. I'll finish it. It's fine. But now I'm like, nope, you're leftovers. So yeah, it's I grew up, my parents are both like incredibly fit and in really good shape from exercise and eating. Like they've very what's the word? When you're like strict, like disciplined, very disciplined with food and exercise. And that's how I was raised. And then the second I was, 18 or 19 and moved out of the house, it was like freedom. I can eat whatever I want. And it was fine sort of in my 20s. Like I had a pretty high metabolism, but that is catching up with me, guys. I'm also a lot more stationary than I've ever been in my life. I'm sitting at a desk a lot more than I ever was before with work and YouTube and stuff, and just not leaving the house nearly as much. And when I was younger, I used to like skateboard and I just run around a lot more. Calories from fat aren't as bad as calories from carbs. Evening all. Hey, GPs, just popping by on a Wednesday. I see we're back on track with our weekly food show. You missed the silliest thing, GPs. You would have appreciated this. So we went all the way through the stream, right? Like we're 2 hours and 26 minutes in. I did the extrusion on the back, did the Y extrusions, and then when it came time for me to install it, I realized that I had used the wrong extrusion all along. I guess someone in chat had been telling me, and I somehow missed it multiple times. But then I disassembled it, and when I started reassembling it, I was using the same wrong extrusion again, man. So I don't know, I didn't have coffee today, and I am hungry, so maybe that's my excuse, but it was definitely a, like, facepalm, a facepalm moment, man. Hey, Down Under, gotta get the heart pumping for an extended period, at least 3 times a week. Yeah, I have no excuses with that either. We have, like, I bought a year ago, like, we have a treadmill, we have an elliptical, I've got, like, weights, free weights, and, like, I've got no excuses. I really don't. My excuse has been that, like, I'm busy with work and kids, but I'm like, dude, the amount of time I spend a day just, like, mindlessly scrolling, there's no excuse. It's a mind over matter thing, and it's a prioritization thing, so I'm hoping that's something that I can hold myself accountable for a little bit more. And like I said, I'm not trying to do anything like crazy. It's like, it's all habits, right? And I've developed bad habits over the course of a lot of time. And so I really would like to course correct, because it's just, I see how, like weight and exercise has declined over the years. And I can tell if I continue on this trajectory, like it's not good long-term. So I already lost 16 pounds in 2 months. Nice, man. That's awesome. Congratulations. That's huge. Yeah, I have largely cut out soda. When I thought that I was pre-diabetic because the doctor's test results were incorrect, I stopped all energy drinks and soda, and then I still haven't started with energy drinks again. I did reintroduce soda, but I think I'll make soda like a one on the weekend, like reward type thing, versus what happened now, which is like something bubbly sounds good. Oh, we've got a Dr. Pepper in the fridge. I'll just have that. I got review offers for treadmills. Maybe I should get one while wearing some safety gear. There you go, man. Yeah, there's some pretty wild product review offers that come in that sometimes I'm just like, maybe. Okay, so I do have a hard cutoff probably in about 20 minutes, but I would like to get the extrusions, the Y rails on. I'm sorry, these extrusions on, so that way next week we'll do this and the belt. So next week will be, dang it won't be next week because I'm not streaming, but the following week will be, excuse me, X-axis, belts, and then maybe starting to play around with the tool head. So on this side, it's the same thing. We are not attaching it because the screws are going through here for the rigid mount, so we're just basically attaching it at the top. So that means, and also let's see, our extrusion is approximately lined up flush as well. So let's do this. Hey Aaron's, how's it going, man? Hope you're doing well. I hope you have, because we're ending it soonish here, but I hope you have a wonderful Christmas and a happy New Year, man. If you can eliminate, I can get, the US is unfortunately not helping with food though, sugar's loaded and everything. Yeah, our food's not great. My parents, my brother and sister-in-law have been like pretty mindful of food for quite a long time. And they use this app that like scans the food and tells you like if there's anything that's noted to be bad. I don't exactly know what the parameters are, if I'm being honest with you, but the amount of things that they've had to cut out, because they're like, yeah, this has all sorts of horrible things in it, is wild. I'm not there. I don't know that I'll get there anytime soon. Like, it's not really the goal, but just like I said, being more mindful is kind of the key thing for me, of what I'm trying to accomplish. Because as you know by my streams, I love me some food. I really love me some food, man. And like a lot of the foods that I enjoy aren't exactly the best. Like I'm a huge like pasta, pizza, breads. Like those are all like my love language right there. Like it's so good. But I'm gonna do what I can. Come on, why are we not gripping? There we go. Okay, so this one is indeed the right one. Cool. Let me pop actually the screws through first. Get them through 12s. It's wild how effective drinks are at delivering calories. Yeah, I was a big soda person for a long time. I've cut my portion size down by nearly 3/4. Wow, I changed what I'm eating and dropped 15 pounds in 3 weeks. That's incredible. Yeah, it's actually funny. I've been playing around quite a bit with ChatGPT and managing that stuff. I use ChatGPT not often, but for things where it's not life or death and I just need like a quick opinion on something or for tracking. And I started watching a bunch of videos of people that have used it for like either calorie counting, meal prepping, grocery listing, stuff like that. And it's been a ton of fun actually playing around with it. I will say, like, it's kind of awful at keeping track of what day of the week it is, which isn't really relevant, I suppose. But it's been good at, like, I just take a photo of like whatever I'm eating, like the back of it, and it logs it, and like I can take a photo of what I'm eating and it can like try to guesstimate the portion size. Like it's been fun for stuff like that. I've definitely kind of been nerding out a little bit on ChatGPT help. My spouse lost a little weight, but not by cutting it out, but just monitoring portion size. Yeah. If she wanted a donut, she had one, but she watched out what else she was eating. Yep. I think that portion size is probably the biggest thing, even for myself, that is getting me. Because it's like, oh, like a sandwich and chips. Like, well, I just want, just have 30 more chips. And then it blew my mind because like I love cereal. I'm a big cereal person, like lover of cereal. And it blew my mind because like I lately have been on a mini wheats kick, frosted shredded mini wheats, and I read the back of it and saw the portions, or like saw the calories, like, oh, it's not too bad. But then I read the portion size and it's 25 squares. And I was like, dude, there's like, I'm having at least double of that in my big bowls. Like, so it's wild. Like you can see the back of it and it'll tell you the health stuff. But when you look at like what's considered a portion size to actually, achieve those values, it's a lot less than you think oftentimes. Yeah, bread is sourdough, like garlic bread and pastas, man. Do you lightly do up the gantry to line everything on the frame? I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna do it right now, GPs. My thought process was so the Y rails should be centered because I use the jig, but what I'll probably end up doing, I'll probably end up having to loosen stuff. Right now I'm kind of going tight with a lot of it, but I'll likely have to end up loosening it and then just sort of moving around the tool head and the gantry to try to get things to be as aligned as possible, and then tight. I love bagels. God, I love bagels. I'm type 2 and they put me on Ozempic, which helps me out, but now I can't eat a bunch at once, so I have to snack often. I've heard like mixed things though. Like I've obviously heard snacking is not great, but I've also heard that having lots of smaller meals versus larger meals is better generally for your like digestion. I had issues many years ago with like burning pains in my stomach, and it's still this thing I dealt with actually not long ago. So it kind of comes and goes. And when I checked it out a long time ago, it was basically early signs of ulcers. And one of the things the doctor recommended was to basically constantly have food in my stomach instead of like eating a big breakfast and having a large gap, like just kind of have little snacky things. But it's like, I don't think snacking is bad per se, but I think it's just monitoring what it is obviously you're snacking on. It's different like snacking on some carrots or celery and peanut butter versus, you know, like chewy bars or something like that, which, God, I love some chewy bars. So guilty as charged. I have a huge weak spot for pasta. Yeah. Oh God, I love all of those things. Bread is one of my weaknesses too. Bread is something I can live without, and pasta. I don't care for much either. I'm a massive. One of my favorite meals is my mom makes a homemade sauce, pasta sauce, spaghetti that I've had it for my birthday many years based off her request. So yeah, it definitely helps if you don't actually care for the food too much. But if it's something that you love, it's certainly challenging. But yeah, my goal isn't to eliminate. My goal is to moderate. That's really where I'm at. Okay, this is a nut. This is a nut, and that's concerning. I mean, I don't know where this fell out of, but I guess worst case scenario, I will just have to drop in later, but I don't know where that nut came from. Okay, M312s. Oh, those are M38s. Where are the M312s? Here they are. Is it party time? It's always party time, Bearded. Always party time. Check the ingredient. They're probably high fructose corn syrup or dextrose or maltodextrin. Yeah, I know that corn syrup is something that my dad was telling me a while back that he was really trying to eliminate from his intake. I agree. I tighten the Y extrusion. I tighten the Y extrusion at the rear, but leave the idlers loose. Same with the rear gantry extrusion. Got it. Yeah, this guy. So you leave this guy loose side to side. They're all pretty tight right now. They're all relatively tight right now, but like I mentioned, once I get it all on, I'll likely loosen these 8 screws, probably those ones, and then just move the tool head around until things kind of align. I think that's what I've done in the past on like 2.4 builds, and it's worked out well enough. Why are we not? There we go. This needs a little tap, a tappy tap. I'm gonna bump this with this really quick. Panic. All right, I don't know if that's straight, but for right now, I mean, I'm gonna loosen this later, like we just said, so it's not the end of the world one way or another. I'm a little sad that we didn't get the gantry on today. I really wanted to. Part of it was having to redo some things, but we've made some progress. Like, I mean, there's no denying it. This is looking really sweet. Let's back out a little bit. There we go. Ridges Z-mounts kind of help get everything aligned. Yeah, I figured it makes sense they would. I lost about 10 pounds by just not keeping snacks at my desk. That is smart. Definitely, I've found that for myself, like, it's like there's certain things I have to moderate. Like, if there's snacks that my kids eat that I shouldn't eat, but if there are things you can completely eliminate from the environment, that it makes temptation a lot less. It's like the convenience, right? Oh, I'm hungry. You look around in the pantry, like, oh, that looks good. I'll just have that. So, oh, Jackson's trying to come out here. So next week nope, not next week. The following week, we are going to be continuing with the gantry. We will we did our idlers. So we'll do the X rail. We'll get the idlers attached, and we'll bolt these onto the Y rails, and then I think we'll belt it off the printer. That makes the most sense to me, right? At least, does that make sense? Should we belt it off the printer? I think that makes the most sense. Otherwise, I feel like we'll have some struggle trying to do it on the haven't had a breakfast cereal in decades. All breakfast cereals can't be that bad for you, right? Like, I love me some cereal, man. Any tips to gain weight other than eat more? Any tips to gain weight other than eat more? Don't exercise, don't move. Less exercise and eat more. Okay, so yeah, we'll do the belts. Belted, okay. Yeah, so we'll do the belts. So the plan of action is X rail on X extrusion, attach the idler or XY joints, bolt this to the Y rails, belt it, and then we'll get it installed with our Z. We'll install it on the printer in our Z and then start working on the tool head. I'm gonna try to keep this in place. I'm gonna try to figure out where those nuts fell out of. I think I should be able to, if they fell out. I mean, that's got 2 in it. 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 And there's 4 there. So we're not actually missing any nuts. Everything's fine. That was a mystery nut that seemed to have appeared. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how the gantry is looking. Like I said, I wish the X was on the belt. Like it would have been a little bit more. But still, progress is progress. And I had fun. I had a lot of fun. Also, as you get older, testosterone goes down and you gain weight easier. This whole conversation has had me flashing back to the weight gain 500 episode of South Park Beefcake. I don't know that I've seen that episode. I haven't watched South Park in a really, really long time. I think Jackson was trying to come out here. Do you guys want to say bye to Jackson one more time before we end the stream? Let me see if he's by the door. I think he was. Jack! I don't know. Before I grab him, let me see if people want to say bye. He was trying to open, I heard him trying to open the child lock door. It's just a bunch of, do you have to ask? Okay, get him. Jack! Hey, bud. You want to say bye to everybody? Yeah? Daddy's going to end the stream, so you got to say bye to everybody, okay? Climb up. Climb up, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Look what Daddy built today. Look. Is it cool? What color is that?
Yellow.
No, that's not yellow. What color is that, baby?
Orange.
Yeah, and what color is that? No, don't move that. Daddy needs that. What color is this one?
Blue.
Yeah, blue and orange. That's right. Okay, we're gonna end the stream in a moment here. So, you want to stand up and say bye to everybody? Huh? You what? You want to press the button? Not that button. That changes the cameras. Don't press that one. We don't have that button. Nope. See, now the screen's black. Look what you did. You gotta change it back, buddy. There you go. That's the good one. Daddy. There you go. Here. let's.
Ice cream for Jack.
Did you hear that? What did it say? No, it said ice cream for Jack. Yeah. Can you say thank you, nice? Thank you, nice. All right, we're gonna end it, baby. You gotta say bye-bye to everybody now. Okay, press one button, one sound. Squirrel, that one, nope. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, wave bye-bye to everybody.
Bye.
Say Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. Happy New Year. And we'll see you guys. What? Oh, Troy, or is it Troy? Yeah, Troy, thank you. Hey, yeah, Troy says, I hope Santa brings you lots of toys. Yeah, don't be careful with that one. That's for the tool head. Okay, I'll see you guys. So just as a one last reminder, no stream next week since it's Christmas Eve here. I'm gonna be cooking ham. That will be my cheat day. That will be my cheat day. I'm not gonna count calories on Christmas, but we will be streaming on New Year's Eve. So okay, all right, baby, all right, okay. So I will see you guys hopefully on New Year's Eve. If not, have a wonderful holiday and a happy new year, and I will see you guys in 2026, which is so crazy. Okay, all right, say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, Steve's there. Can you say bye, Steve? Bye. He said bye, Steve. All right, bye, everybody. Thank you all for all the support, everyone, and congratulations to get nice on winning. I will send you a message this evening, all right? Bye, everybody. Take care. Cheers.